Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of Stories by Flying the Nest.
Stories from Flying the Nest.
Oh my goodness.
We always say the name of this podcast wrong.
I'm your host, Stephen, and I'm here with Jessica.
Hello, and guess who is back from vacation?
I am back. Cleo is here.
You were missed, Cleo.
Yeah, I miss it. I'm really excited to do this again.
And where were you? Why weren't you here?
Okay, so I went on a little road trip with a girl. We went to Exmouth and Carragini. Yeah.
And what did you do in Exmouth?
I swam with whales.
She did. She swam with the humpback whale.
Yeah, it was really fun.
And this was kind of like your first, not like solo trip, but kind of going out with someone that like wasn't us or wasn't family or partner.
Actually, I was a bit nervous, but Rachel was amazing. She's so much fun. We just had banter the whole day, like didn't even fight once. Like it was so good. I would travel with her again. Hands down. Yeah.
It's always
that's
good
so
when
good.
you can find like a friend that's really good to travel with.
Yeah.
And that loves travel just as much as you.
And she's a really good cook.
Yes, I heard about all her good dishes.
No.
Maybe she needs to come around and cook us some dinner
Yeah,
sometime. I haven't seen Rachel in so long.
Oh, she would love that. She loves cooking.
And you guys hired a camper van, didn't you? How was that, doing that for the first time?
No, it was really good. I was a bit nervous because it was a manual and I like stalled it a bit, a little bit. It was so embarrassing, but I got the hang of it and it was really good. Yeah, it was really easy. I'm excited for doing it again.
And speaking of caravans or camper vans, what did we get up to this week, Jessica?
So, this boy over here turned the big 3-0, and I knew I had to do something extra special. So, I surprised him with a massive caravan and gave him, 2 hours to learn how to use it, and then told him, we're driving all the way to Exmouth. We kind of copied Cleo's little adventure she had.
They stole it.
I did. Because I was so jealous when I heard that Cleo was going to be swimming with the humpbacks.
It was amazing, wasn't it? It was worth it.
Amazing. So I surprised Stephen also with tickets to go and swim with the humpback whales. And Stephen?
I loved it. It was like such a good, I turned the big 3-0. It was just such a good birthday because I suppose if you watch the vlog, which came out a couple of weeks ago, when we've been traveling for some reason, and you've been there for my birthday a couple of times, we just don't seem to tie them up very well. One time we were on a bus from England all the way to Paris. It went for like 12 hours.
Which I don't know why it takes that long.
I think because we were on the mega bus, the like $1 bus. Remember?
It was super cheap,
Sneak our bags in because they're overweight. I'm like, how is there weight limits on a bus? And then the second time we were in Ecuador and we were on a 48-hour bus. So it was really nice.
You know what? He's used to driving and long trips on his birthday, so let's make him drive 2,500 kilometers to Exmouth and back in 6 days.
My favorite comment on the latest vlog was Jess surprised Stephen because he's always in a bus, but now she got him a caravan so they can constantly be on a bus. So that was really good. But yeah, we went all the way up to Exmouth. Now, to put into perspective, that's 1,200 kilometers, 800 plus miles. And we got there just for the end of humpback season. They were pretty much leaving to go to Antarctica because they give birth up there and they go all the way down.
And I was so nervous that I was going to make Stephen drive all the way and then have nothing to show for it. So thankfully, we saw a big mama humpback and a baby humpback, and they got 30 centimeters away from Stephen.
Yes, it was actually a little bit scary because just 3 weeks before, someone got hit by that tail. And if you go back and watch the footage, I was 30 centimeters away from that tail. Someone got hit by that tail and had to be flown to Perth. And the doctor said it was the equivalent of someone being hit by a bus. They had internal injuries.
Because you're actually meant to be 30 meters away from the humpback, but for some reason this one just swam straight up to them.
And there's nothing you can do. We were trying our best to keep our distance, but if this thing in the wild just comes up to you, you can't just be okay, I'm swimming away. You're in the water.
You can't beat a humpback.
No.
They're fast.
But it was such an amazing trip. We went for a week and a half. Absolutely loved it.
And what happened when we came home?
You kind of organised a couple of extra surprises.
And one was a surprise birthday party. And what was the birthday party theme, Stephen?
What's to the right of you, Jessica?
Do I get it?
Bring it in. Oh. This is, if you're listening on the audio, it is a giant life-size card.
It's a cardboard cutout of Stephen kissing his one true love, a Bundaberg ginger beer.
And what's on the Bundaberg ginger beer? It's
Another picture of me kissing Stephen, who's kissing a Bundaberg ginger
So
beer.
should we just inception this? So I'm kissing myself.
Oh, yeah.
Kissing the ginger beer. Speaking of ginger beer, what time of the podcast is it?
Actually,
whoa.
To be
have it?
honest, before we have our drink of the podcast, we do need to discuss. We haven't played the intro to the podcast
Yes.
yet. And
I thought we
Stephen,
were done with this.
but what has happened? Someone has contacted us.
Yes. So, okay. So a couple of weeks ago, a couple of podcasts ago, this is now a month ago, someone wrote in, and his name is Archie. I've got it just here. Archie wrote in from the UK and said, "Dear Hunter and Jess and Stephen, lovely to meet you all. I hear you're looking for some podcast music to start and finish your podcast, and I'd love to be considered for this opportunity. I'm a music producer from the UK and can play and arrange multiple instruments like ukulele, guitar, piano, and Archie even sings. I work as a sound designer alongside Disney and Pixar animators and incorporate everyday sound effects into animations and music."
Ooh.
I know.
So,
Has he made one?
He hasn't made one yet.
Oh, okay.
But he listened to the last podcast and he loves the inspiration
Yeah.
behind
pretty
Stephen's
good.
number.
Pretty good.
so
Will I play it for
Yes,
everyone
let's
before we
play it.
really get into this podcast?
So we sent it to him. I think it's this one. We sent it to him and we're like, "Is there anything you could do with this?" And shall we do a little reminder?
Yes.
It's the little podcast by Stephen Jess. It's the stories by Fly in the Nest. The little podcast by Stephen and Jess. There's some stories to tell.
You've listened to it too much.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So, have you sent him that audio?
Yeah, I sent him the audio and
Did you hear back from him when you listened to that?
he has gotten back to me.
Don't you tell me.
What?
You little liar.
I've been sitting on this for 2 weeks.
I'm gonna cry.
Are you about to
really?
listen to... Okay, I don't want to overhype this at all.
I know, but you lied to me. I was like, has he come back?
I'm so excited.
Before we push the button, I don't want to overhype this, but this is a bigger bop than when Smash Mouth wrote All Star for Shrek. I'm just putting that out there. Jessica, can I push this button?
Push the button.
Push it.
The Little Podcast by Stephen and Jess. Stories by Fly in the Nest. The
so
Little
cute.
Podcast by Stephen and Jess's stories.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
How good is that?
I love it.
It's so good.
It's so wholesome.
That's us.
That's just you. That's
Oh my
perfect.
You sent it to me 2 weeks ago. You even caught me humming the tune. You're like, "Oh, why are you singing the thing from the shower?" I was like, "Oh, it's nothing, because it's such a bop." I loved it.
Oh my god, you always have something sneaky
know.
when it comes to this podcast,
But
Eva.
how good is that he took like no, and he like turned it into
so
that.
cute.
was
I love
really
it.
good.
What's his name again?
His name is Archie from the UK.
Archie, you were amazing. Thank you so much.
He delivered such a bop. I think we need some
Celebratory drink.
well, I get the
Yes.
celebratory drinks out because I'm in front of the cupboard. Let's have a listen to it just one more time.
Yes.
Sing along if you know the words.
The Little Podcast by Stephen and Jess. Stories by Fly in the Nest. The Little Podcast by Stephen and Jess's stories.
That is so good. I love it. Stephen, I love it so much. Also, we may have some ginger beers left over from the party. So I know we were going to do a thing where every podcast episode was going to be a different type of Bundaberg drink. Seeing as we had a whole carton of ginger beer, we were like, you know what? Let's just crank this bad boy out for this podcast.
Look behind you. There's like another carton.
Oh yes, I do have another 12 pack
Thank
behind
you.
me.
Oh, it's cold too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right,
If anyone
let's
is
cheers.
listening right now, Stephen's just brought out a 10 pack, of Bundaberg ginger beer leftovers from his party. And Let's do a pop, shall we? Pop to Archie.
Pop to Archie.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
I can't get
Come on,
it.
Cleo. Don't put it on the...
I can't do it. I'm scared I'm going to, like, put it on.
Just pop it. Hey!
Hey!
Cheers to Archie, and we
Cheers,
finally have a
Archie.
theme song.
Woohoo! I love it.
When they do, there's that awkward silence that we all just need to have.
What's one thing people want to listen to when they're listening to an audio thing? Is someone eating and drinking.
We should get some snacks up in here. Everyone would love that. But yeah, so we thought we'd run a travel podcast. And
No, we run a travel vlog.
yes,
I would say that this hasn't become a travel podcast as yet.
as yet. So I think things need to change.
Yeah.
I think
We need to bring a little bit of travel into this podcast.
because we talked enough about Twilight, we talked enough about like Cleo meeting people in porta potties. I think we need like to bring this back to travel.
Restaurants, yeah.
So, if you guys have followed along our journey, we have been thankful enough to travel to a lot of countries. Like, it's over 70 countries.
Over 70 countries.
Over 70 countries. And, of course, because we travel, like, for work, we always get the question, what is your favorite country? And what
it's
is...
so hard to answer. Every time I feel like we just say a different country. And then also, I think it depends as well. Are we talking about our favourite tropical country, our favourite country with the best city, or the country with the most friendliest people? It's
And then-
so hard to choose.
Yeah, even it comes down to like, okay, we'll just pick our favorite one from Asia, from Europe, from the Americas.
And then even then, it is hard. But because we get asked that question, like, that's our number one question if we're ever getting, like, interviewed. And we thought today, we are going to work out what our answer is going to be from here on out.
This is going to be the definitive fly in the nest favorite country that we have visited.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of fighting in this podcast. A lot of arguments. It's going to be hard to decide.
Yes. And how are we going to do this, Jessica?
Well, Stephen and I have been crafting. And Cleo, you have not seen what we've been doing.
No, I have. I've seen little snippets on Instagram.
Little snippets. So I need to preface this by saying that Stephen and I aren't the craftiest of people.
No, we're not.
No, you are. You're a little bit.
We
Got
paint...
your little art paint thing out there.
Oh, yeah, a little
Try,
paint
true.
by numbers. We painted our orange wall with primer paint, so we're definitely not. Claire, look what we made.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Of course it's red. Christmas theme.
Oh, we didn't even pick that. We just thought it was red for bright. But if you are listening to the podcast, of course, the podcast comes out on Tuesday on audio, Wednesday on video. But if you're listening, what Cleo is now holding, it is what we call a March Madness bracket. So we have broken up all the 70 plus countries into different like areas. And how March Madness works is we're going to put two countries up against each other. Me and Jess just need to pick our favorite out of the two, and then that moves on to the next bracket. And then we work our way through it until we get to the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and then it's going to be the definitive answer of what our favorite country that we visited.
And we need to shake on it right now that whatever country wins, that whenever we get asked, that is the country we have to say.
Yes, okay, let's shake on it. And, of course, we just wanted to explain because there's a lot of, people who listen from different countries around the world. This is just our personal preference. Like, not our personal preference, like just our favorite. Like, what I was saying is I like vanilla ice cream. Jessica likes caramel ice cream. I actually don't like caramel ice cream, but it doesn't mean that caramel ice cream is of a lesser ice cream. It's
Exactly. That's what we were nervous about doing this podcast, is we thought it was such a fun idea, but we definitely don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And trust me, we are from Australia, and I wouldn't say Australia is our favourite country.
Yeah. And of course, like, I've seen videos where people come to Perth. I'm like, oh, Perth is boring. I'm like, what are you talking about? Perth is the best city in the world. I'm offended. Go away. Like, of course you can have that reaction, but we just wanted to say, like, if we pick your country up against another country and it gets, like, it doesn't make it on.
Yeah. And also, the way I would see it as well is, like, when we went to France, Paris. We've been there 3 times. The first time we went, we had the most magical time ever. This was with you, Cleo.
Yep.
Absolutely loved it. And then the second time we went back, we had the worst experience. And I think it's because, again, we stayed in a kind of an area that wasn't that great. Stephen almost got pickpocketed. And it just shows that someone could go to one country and have such an amazing time, amazing experience, and another person could have the opposite. So it all depends on the experience that we had and just the time of year that we might have happened to have gone. and the area that we chose to stay in. Like all of it can affect. So everyone always has different experiences when they go to places. But
We thought it would just be fun rather than us just going, this is the country. Like, let's just have some fun out of it. Let's walk our way through the list and
let's get into it.
let's get into it. Now, just a couple of things. Some of it didn't fully add up to equally to make it. So in the first few brackets, we have put 3 countries up against each other, but it happens like once.
Yeah, it happens 4 times.
Oh, it happens 4 times. Alrighty.
I hope you're not confused. Let's get into it. So, Cleo, you're going to be the board girl.
Okay.
So you're going to hold it up.
Yeah.
Hold it up to the camera so people can have a look.
Okay.
And of course, we'll describe it for everyone listening on the audio. We're going to go from the left-hand side, do you think?
Yes. All right. So this is 3 countries that we are putting up against each other. So we need to choose which is the best country out of Greece, Laos, and Zimbabwe.
Wow. Okay. I mean, Greece we got married in.
I know.
Greece we've been back
The
so
issue
many
is,
times.
we've had the most magical time in Greece, where in Laos, we got the worst food poisoning of our life after going to a Friends-themed cafe and deciding to order the tuna salad.
Let's save that story for another episode. But
That is a messy story. So I think because of that, Laos has to not be out of the 3.
yes.
And then Zimbabwe was amazing, though. That's where we went and saw Victoria Falls.
Yeah. So we had like a really incredible experience. We did some volunteering then.
But
Greece.
It
By the
has
way,
to be Greece.
It has to be.
Fotis wrote in and said, Andy Paxos, is that the best waters we've ever swam in? Because remember, we called one of our vlogs that. Would you say?
Actually, my favourite water I ever swam in was in Turkey, and Clea was there.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? We went out on the boat, and it felt like we were swimming in a pool.
It was just crystal blue. You could see right down to the floor. It was amazing.
That was
I
the
loved
best.
it.
So now you grab Greece, and then you stick
Oh,
it
so
on.
we're locking in Greece?
We're locking in
We
Greece.
have-
It has to
It
be.
just has to be.
And you guys got married there.
I know,
Like,
it has to be.
it's a big one.
Yep, so Greece goes there.
Greece has
Perfect.
moved up into the first bracket.
And the
Alrighty.
next one, it is out of Israel and India.
Wow, both places we had incredible
And both places
experiences.
we saw a lot, which it also makes it harder because when you've really delved into a country, you start to like really love it. And both countries, we spent like a lot of time in both.
Oh, definitely. At least 3+ weeks. And also, like, when we grew up, me and Cleo, we, of course, like, had a religious upbringing, so we learn about all these places. So me, as a child, it's like you seeing the pyramids, like how you saw that. It was really cool to see, like, where, you know, Jesus was born, crucified, all of these places. So that was extra special.
And like swimming in the Dead Sea was like the
Yeah.
most incredible
I
feeling
need to do
ever.
that. I remember you guys like called me and you were like, "It's amazing and I'm floating."
Should I share the funny story of what happened when we were in Bethlehem? Was it Bethlehem in that church?
Yeah, it was.
Oh my gosh! So we got to this place and I had really I had shorts on, and they were telling me that I couldn't go into the church. I was like, "Oh, that's
Okay,
fine."
this wasn't just any place. Bethlehem, of course, where Jesus was born. So very
And I
significant
think
place.
they said it was the church was built on top of the stable where he was born or something
Yes,
like
yeah.
that. So it's a very sacred place. And I had shorts on. I didn't realize that we were going there. So I was like, oh, it's fine. I'll wait outside. And someone was like, oh, no. I really want you to experience it here. You can borrow it's like this big, long T-shirt, which I didn't realize was the T-shirt that you wear when you're getting baptized. So I was like, oh, that's so nice. So I put the shirt on. I go inside and we're with a tour group and I lose the group. And then suddenly I had this guy coming speaking
'Cause
to
it's
me in
so
like
busy there.
Hebrew, thinking that I'm there to get baptized and thinking I'd lost the group to the baptized group. So they're taking me in.
He's like
to the,
pulling Jess in to
oh
get
my God,
baptized.
Yes, this is like where you go and stuff. And I'm
Were
like,
you just like cool with it? Were you like, "Yeah, I'll get baptized"?
I didn't understand what was
It's like
happening.
the coolest place to get
I
baptized.
know, that's what I said. I was like, oh wow, that would have been cool. But
Yeah.
But he wasn't speaking English. He was just like, come, like,
I didn't
you know, speaking in
understand what was
Hebrew,
going
like,
on.
come
Yeah,
with me,
true.
child.
Yeah.
Like,
it was such a funny situation. But then India.
India.
Yeah, I
It
really
is-
enjoyed the India vlogs. Sorry,
How good are they? Like,
they were so good, and like even that photo, I'm just looking. It's amazing.
yeah, as you can tell, it's one of our main photos
Yeah.
in our office.
The photos were insane.
Sanjana wrote in and said, what was our favorite thing about India?
So we were
many
there for
things.
the Holi Festival,
Yep.
and that's where they throw all colour over you,
Yep.
and that was the coolest experience.
Like you've been to the fun run.
Yeah.
They do these things where it's like
They throw
mimicking
the-
Yeah,
it.
throw color at you.
But experience like the proper cultural way that it is done was amazing, and also going to the Taj Mahal for sunset and sunrise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like got all emotional when I saw it.
Yeah,
for the first time.
cried when you walked off camera, I think. You were like, when you saw it, because it's magical. Like, you can see why they call it a wonder of the world, because you get there and you're just blown away.
And also India has one of my favourite foods in the world.
It is the best food. Indian food, like, we went to South Korea after India and we were there in Bhutan, I think, and we went out for Indian food. And it wasn't even good Indian food because we just had the authentic experience.
Oh,
that's how much we loved the Indian food. We were wanting
craving Indian food while we were in South Korea.
Well, if you go there again, you need to bring me.
I know.
I
we
really
want to
experience it.
Imagine this photo, but with Hunter.
Yeah.
Like, how cool would that be?
That'd be so cute.
Oh, I just like holding Mum's hand just there. Oh.
So I feel like out of those two, we're going to have to choose India.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
India.
Put India across.
Should I show the camera?
Cleo, this is your job.
This is your one job. What's next on the list, Cleo?
Okay. Singapore and Russia.
Were you there for one of those countries, Cleo?
Singapore, I was. Yeah.
So what did we get up to? I think we just finished university and we decided to go on a little holiday, and Cleo came with us.
Oh, yeah. Have you not been back since that
We did,
holiday
but
yet?
only for 24 hours
Oh,
or something
yeah.
like that.
I love Singapore. It's so nice. It's just like really, clean and like it's just really pretty. I don't know, yeah.
And remember the hotel we stayed at?
Yeah, that was cool. What was it called again?
Marina Bay Sands, yes.
How much did that cost us?
We
I
saved
know.
up. It was $500 a night. Like,
Whoa.
we saved up every penny. Like, we were working. I was making coffees.
Yeah,
and
we were just making coffees.
Like $8 an hour, but we so wanted to stay there.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to swim in the pool. It's like if you haven't seen it, it's like two buildings and it looks like that there's a boat on top. kind of.
Yeah.
And there's an amazing infinity pool overlooking the city. And it's funny because you spend so much money for the room and the room's quite basic, but the view from the pool and the experience is kind of, I guess, what you're paying for. But Singapore's awesome. Also, we've been to Universal Studios
Oh,
there.
yes.
Yes.
Which we loved. There's a lot to do in Singapore.
Yeah.
Remember
Yes.
the zoo
And
there
the
was
gardens.
good?
How cool are the gardens?
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
tourism in Singapore is super smart because it's a very small island and they've just used the space so well. Like, you can just, like, we went to the zoo, we went to Universal, we did the Marina Bay Sands.
Kept very busy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the zoo was cool because they weren't in cages. Like it was,
They kind
was
of
kinda-
a bit more free roaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. But
Russia.
I haven't been there.
So we were there last year for my birthday. So I turned 29 there. And what do you reckon? Russia
I
or
know.
Singapore?
Russia was really cool because St. Petersburg, Moscow, we went
to this, like, little
Novgorod.
village.
Novgorod.
No, this is the thing. I was thinking, I was like, are we going to say places wrong in this? Because we're really bad at
I
that.
really
So sorry for
apologise,
that.
yes.
But we went to this little village. And what you go into this like hot steam room and you whack each other with branches.
Like tree branches. So you go in there and then after that, after whacking each other with branches, you go and like get ice water and you pour it on yourself. Like, it was the
What's that
craziest.
good for?
And then we had a shot of vodka.
Circulation. Oh, yeah, and then we would drink a lot of vodka.
And then everyone told us that's probably not a good idea to do it after being in a sauna. Like the way that the
Yes.
alcohol would take in the, yeah. Wow, Jess, this is already getting
I
tough.
can't choose.
Oh.
I can't choose. You have to do paper, scissors, rock. Or can you choose?
I can pick Russia.
Do you reckon?
I really loved Russia.
Yeah?
That was
Okay.
such a cool...
All right,
No, you
Russia.
need to... If you aren't deciding,
Well,
we can
because
paper,
these
scissors,
two
rock.
I
it.
love both so much, and they're so. This is when it gets hard when it's so different. All right, do Russia. Do Russia.
Are you... Yeah?
She's locking it in.
She's locking
Lock in
Russia in.
Russia.
Okay, so while Jessica, Cleo moves Russia across, we are up against
Oh.
Estonia and Canada. Okay.
Canada is like our second home, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, Estonia, we had so much fun.
We went there for Christmas, and the Estonian Christmas markets were so good. We also found this little medieval restaurant.
Oh, yeah, that place was cool.
Yes, and we had like authentic medieval food, and they didn't have electricity there. It was all under
That's
candlelight.
cool.
It was so
And they came out and they
cool.
played the old school medieval
Music.
music.
And they're all dressed up like
Yeah.
it. It was really cool.
If you're in Europe and you are able to travel, I'm not sure what's the restrictions over there. Estonia is great because, like, not many people were visiting there. We went to so many Christmas markets and that one was dead compared to, like, Germany where it was
Rather than
packed
being like
and-
sardines in a Christmas market, you really got to roam. And they had a little Santa there that you could just go and see for free.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It was so good. And the little old town
I
there is
wouldn't. I
really
wouldn't
cute.
think to go there. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't think.
I think that's the thing, though, is that when we made the videos there, a lot of people were watching it and going, I never thought about going to Estonia.
Yeah.
It's so cool, especially during the winter, I think. But Canada. That's always
We've
been one of our
lived there for
favourites.
3
Yeah.
months. We've been back so many times. Beck and Paul, I think, would unfriend us on Facebook if Canada didn't go forward right now.
Yeah.
It's
like
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
I'm
vlogs
sorry.
were amazing too. Just the scenery and everything. I really want to go there. So if you go there again, I'm coming.
And
for
you know
sure.
if
Hey, you haven't been to Canada?
No, I haven't.
That's crazy. 'Cause
Yeah.
wow, you need to. We
I
need to go.
know.
We need to go to Beck and Paul's little small
I
town.
know.
We need to like.
I need to go. I really want to.
And you know, if it's a country that you keep going back to,
Yeah.
you just know how amazing it is. In Canada, I think we've been 3 times now,
I
and
think
I
more
could
than 3.
easily go back again.
Yeah.
I love it.
Canada's
All right,
locked in.
next
What's
on there,
next?
Cleo?
USA or Finland?
Oh my goodness, that is so
Why
hard.
have we done this to ourselves?
Yeah.
Also, if you're listening or watching, I'd love to know what would you choose between
Yeah.
these countries if you've been.
Yes. Also,
Oh my
a little
gosh, it's
fun
hard.
thing on when this video first comes out on a Wednesday, we premiere it, watch it live with you guys, and on the comments. So if you are watching this in the future, hi everybody.
Oh, hi everyone.
This is so hard because we only went to Finland for 7 days.
But
We had the-
got to go to basically the North Pole. I lived out my Christmas dream in
Yeah.
Finland. So we
Wow.
went there at the beginning of December last year. I was pregnant. And it was amazing. We rode on reindeer sleds and dog sleds, and we met Santa and stayed in like Santa's
I
village.
think it's going to be Finland. Yeah.
But
out
it's
of
so
US?
hard, but USA.
Like, because USA, we've travelled to maybe like half the states, so
See,
we've seen a lot.
The thing about
so
USA
hard.
is like
Yeah.
there's so many different almost like biospheres, if you want to call it. Like you can go to the mountains, you can go to the beach, you can like we went to New Orleans for the first time and that was such a cool city compared
That's
to
the thing. There's Disneyland in
Yeah.
America.
there's Disneyland and Disney World in America.
So that's the thing. It's hard because Finland, it's such, again, we've only been during the winter to a little area. So we've been to Helsinki and Lapland. But in the US, we've seen a lot. We've been there for months and months. And there's a lot of diversity. So if you're going to choose a country, it's so hard. Yeah, because if
This
you
is
want to,
tough.
if you want to go to a place where there's a lot of difference, like different things to do.
Wow, I don't know. Because I
This
would
is
say
a paper, scissors, rock.
it's going to have to be a paper, scissors, rock. I mean,
Because I would go back to both right now if I could. Paper,
Yeah.
scissors, rock it.
okay, so who's who?
Paper, scissors, rock.
How does
go.
this work? Like, am I Finland? Are you USA?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll be USA, you be Finland.
Okay. Paper, scissors, rock. Paper, scissors, rock. Is it Finland?
Finland wins.
I'm so sorry for all our American viewers out there.
But that's hard.
That was hard.
No, like, this is too hard.
Wow.
Okay,
I already
next.
feel so bad. Oh my goodness.
No, but the USA is, like, so cool to travel around. But anyway,
Are we?
I would recommend going to both. They are both
Or do we
amazing
do?
in their own right. No,
I
no,
feel
no.
like we need to just do USA because we've been so many times.
Okay.
Let's just do
USA.
USA. I feel bad because we've just done Finland for 7 days, but it was the best 7 days in my life.
In my Christmas, dreams.
I
Where
think we-
USA, it's like, there's still so much I want to go and see there. And yeah, okay.
Okay, no, let's just.
And Alaska was so cool.
Yes.
And Hawaii was so cool. Anyway.
USA.
Okay.
forgot about
USA. it is.
Hawaii. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
such a
see?
big. Yeah.
There's a lot. All right, next.
Fiji and Indonesia.
Wow. You've been to Indonesia. You've been to Bali with us a couple of
Yeah.
times. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was our first international trip together.
Yes.
Yeah, and
If you're from Perth, basically the first place you go to is Bali because
Yeah.
for us, it's quicker for us to fly to Bali than it is for us to fly to Sydney.
And
yes,
it's-
Australia's so big.
cheaper. Like
Yeah,
we can get
it's-
return flights for $250 and it can cost us $600 to get to Sydney. You said the first place Perth people go to is Bali. The second, the third, the fourth, the fifth is also because I don't know. I feel
so
like for
true.
Americans, maybe it's your Cancun. I'm sure everybody has a place where that's your
Like the
place to go.
cheapest place
Yeah.
to go, that is Bali for us. But Indonesia, love it.
Yeah.
Fiji, though.
I love it.
If there's countries that have like the most friendliest people, for me, it's Fiji and Thailand.
Oh, and the Maoris in New Zealand. I'll throw that
Oh,
in there.
yeah, they were
yes,
really nice too.
so friendly, and I think, yeah,
I think it has to be Fiji.
I feel
Really?
like it has to be.
Oh
Fiji.
my gosh, because we just went
Yeah, true. When I went, I got really sick. Do you remember? And
in Fiji.
Yeah, in Fiji.
But also,
yeah.
we were on a cruise and it was one day.
Yeah, true.
Again, like, I feel like if you've only been to a place for one day, you don't really
Yeah.
get to experience it. Where we just went back did like 2 weeks in Fiji.
Yeah, and I remember you said it was amazing.
It was amazing, like the snorkeling there. And Fiji is a good place to go if you just want to get away from everyone and just enjoy like tropical paradise.
It's
and I think that's what I love. There's not the busy streets.
Yeah, true.
So I feel like that's why I feel Fiji. And also the Fijians are
so nice.
Friendly, like the hospitality, and they make you feel so welcome. Like if there's a place that I want to take Hunter, I'd love to take her there still as a baby. I feel like that they're like, you know, they'll want to look after her and help us and stuff.
Yeah, like there was this one experience. We just landed in Fiji and we were staying at an airport hotel, and I was walking around to get some shots. And this local Fijian, I think maybe he was working on the gardens at the hotel. He just walked up to me. He's like, "Do you want to come see the sleeping giant?" And of course, I wasn't sure how things were. Like potentially, I was like, "Oh, maybe he like wants a tip or something. Like he wants to show me around," which was fine. But he took me around. He's like, "There's the sleeping giant.
It's
it was
a really
a mountain."
cool mountain.
Oh,
And
cool.
then he was like, "Just enjoy your day. Like, thank you for coming."
He just wanted to share.
He just wanted to share. And I was like,
his
wow,
country.
that was the first experience, like 7 a.m. the day after we arrived.
Did you tip him or anything?
No.
They don't want tips in Fiji. That's
Yeah,
the
they
thing.
don't want tips or anything.
It's like
Yeah.
Australia. Like if
Yeah.
someone gave you a tip at when you were making coffee, you'd be like,
like, no.
keep your tip. Like it's like was like
We
that.
don't have a tip culture here. It feels weird if someone tips us here.
Yeah, but it's Fiji.
Yeah, Fiji.
Fiji.
Fiji?
Yeah.
All right, lock it in Fiji.
All right, what's next?
Poland and I don't know how to say it.
Come try say it, Cleo.
Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan.
Only because I watched... don't worry.
Are you about to say Borat?
Yes.
Oh, quite topical, seeing as the new movie just came out.
Yeah.
So Poland or Kazakhstan. Now, two very different countries.
Yeah, totally different. And I think, of course, going into Kazakhstan, we had the expectation of the movie. Like, we hadn't really researched it too
We
much.
basically went to Kazakhstan with no idea of what we were going to see or find. And it was amazing. It was our first time ever in Central Asia. And we would be driving for ages and it would feel like we're on the moon. And then suddenly we would come across a blue lake like what you would find in Canada.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Wow, yeah. I think, speaking of America with diversity, that is Kazakhstan. But then also Poland, we had
much history.
so
we went
much
on
history.
A road trip all around Poland. But I'm going to say, if I had to choose between the two, I feel like Kazakhstan, just because it was such a unique experience.
Yes, definitely. I think I'm also going to vote Kazakhstan as well because we were blown away
And
every
it made
time.
me want to see more Central Asian countries. And that's the only one we've been to.
All right, next is Wales and Northern Ireland.
Okay, so when I was making this board, I put everything into a hat and then just chucked them on. And I feel like these are two very, they're both in the UK. This is going to be hard.
Yeah, because, I mean, we went to Wales for my birthday.
Yes,
Speaking of birthday.
we went on a little road trip around the south of Wales, and we've also been on a road trip in Northern Ireland. This is hard.
This is really hard because we did a whole Game of Thrones, went around and tried to find all the little locations, went to the dark hedges.
Yeah.
That's fun.
But
And
then,
the Giant's Causeway.
and we've been back again for Halloween.
Okay. I feel like if I was to choose the two, I'd have to say Northern Ireland just because of the experiences we had there.
Yeah.
We
And
had a lot more experience there where Wales we only saw a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was enough for it to leave a special mark on us.
I want to go back. I want to go to the north of
Snowdonia?
Wales. Yes.
Yes, seeing Kingit in Wales just makes us want to go there so badly.
Look, if King and It are listening to it right now,
I'm
they
sorry.
are people that also do YouTube that you should follow. And they are from Wales, so I'm so sorry, guys. But it's only because we've been to Northern Ireland so much.
Yes.
And we've seen so much there, so Northern
All right,
Ireland.
lock it in.
Oh, and how good is the lobster bisque?
stuff.
Is that how you say
I
it?
don't know, but it's delicious.
It's like lobster soup. It is. We had it so
No,
much.
it
Yeah.
was it's not
No.
lobster.
Shrimp? No.
No, what is it called?
Crayfish? No.
It's called a... No one cares. I don't want to know what it's called. It's so good. I know
I'll
everyone's
Google
gonna
it.
know. You Google it. And what,
Soup in Ireland.
don't even know if it's a part of Ireland or if it's...
Superism? No. Traditional Irish leek? No.
No, don't even worry about it.
Okay, we're moving
They
on.
have good soup there.
You guys can leave us a comment and tell us what is the famous soup that we really like. All right. So now we have done a full quarter bracket. We, of course, have another triple threat to
Another
go
triple.
through.
All right, what are they?
They're Austria, Spain, and Argentina.
Wow.
Okay, for me it's easy But that's only because in Argentina, we only went to one city.
Buenos Aires?
And only for 2 days.
Yes.
So I would say I haven't even properly experienced Argentina yet. And Spain, again, we went on a cruise to 2 spots for only 2 days. So I've barely experienced it. But Austria, we have experienced a lot of and love it. We've been to Salzburg, Sound of Music.
Oh,
Wow.
So beautiful.
These are all 3 countries, and of course we've experienced more in Austria, but kind of all 3 countries we haven't done a crazy lot in.
Not a crazy lot in, but I've seen the most of Austria. We've driven around it a lot. So for me, it's Austria. What about you?
For me, it's Austria, and even when we Argentina's definitely not moving forward because we only did 2 days there, and we need to do more.
Spain. Like I couldn't even say I've ticked Spain and Argentina even off the list. So how could I choose it if that makes sense?
So I think it's just going to have to be Austria.
Yeah.
Austria.
Locked in for Austria on the first bracket. All right, so the next one, New Zealand and Czech Republic, of course, Prague.
So Cleo's been to Prague.
Yeah, I love it. That's hard. But I haven't been to New Zealand and I really want to go.
New Zealand is another country like Canada where you could just keep going back. You could picture living there kind of thing. So we went and we've been to Prague twice. Once was with Cleo and we kept saying it felt like we were in like a fairy tale town.
Yeah, it was really cool.
What was your favourite thing? Was it the chimney cakes or was it
Do you remember the chimney
cakes?
cakes?
They were so good with the chocolate in there.
Yes.
Yeah, they were so good. I don't know, just that little spot with the church and like it's just the whole atmosphere. It's so cool. It's like
It's so pretty.
Yeah, it's like you're I don't know, back in the old days.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's like a lot of like history there.
Yeah.
And we
Like
went
New
there for
Zealand-
Christmas Day last year.
Yeah, we had.
And we found out that we were having a girl in Prague.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like quite a special place for us.
But
then
also-
New Zealand, we've spent a month there, and not only that, like
It was our first international trip together. We went there down to Queenstown. We did the whole...
That's a hard one to choose.
That is a
they're
hard
really
one.
different.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards New Zealand.
Same.
But both really beautiful. Both places we've been to twice.
Yeah,
but I
that's
feel like
true.
we've seen more of New Zealand. We've only done Prague.
Yeah.
Couldn't even tell you what the countryside is like.
Yeah, and with New Zealand, like the landscape there is amazing.
Yeah.
Like I would recommend anyone go. So let's do New Zealand.
New Zealand,
And next year, the end of next year, we are doing our second Fly in the Nest expedition there.
Oh, yes.
So we
Imagine if
have-
we didn't pick New Zealand. Everyone in the expedition's like, oh, okay.
So we have 20 people we're all going to be traveling together at the end of next year around New Zealand. So I'm
Oh, it's
very
going to be
excited
so
for that.
fun.
Oh.
Can't wait to meet everybody. It's going to
gonna
be
be good.
so good. Alrighty, so the next one is the United Arab Emirates, or Dubai is really the one we've been to, or Romania.
So Cleo's been to Dubai with us.
Oh, I don't know. It's so hard. I love Dubai. It was the coolest experience because it was like kind of when we first were traveling together.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was one of my favorite. And skydiving,
Yes.
Wow,
We
yes.
skydived over the palm.
that was you did it too.
Yeah, I can't
That's
believe I did it.
insane.
I can't
I can't believe that.
Do you remember when we went up in the plane, all 3 of us were up
Yeah.
there, and you saw me go first, remember?
And you were just like whoosh. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, Cleo was like, you were in the plane, and then you just weren't in the plane. And then I jumped out of the plane. Crazy
I was at the back of the plane, so I watched you guys going vroom, vroom.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing about skydiving is amazing, but the worst thing is the flight up because you're just there with your thoughts and you're like,
thinking, oh my gosh, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? And then you're just jumping out of the plane. It's the craziest thing ever. And also in Dubai, we went skiing in a shopping centre.
Yes, how cool was that? And I love skiing, so I was like, yes, I can't wait. And it was just in a shopping centre.
And then we
And-
went up the tallest building in the world.
Yeah.
yes.
Remember about that story, Cleo?
Yes.
Share that
we
story.
should.
So Stephen and I hate confrontation.
Yeah.
And what happened, Cleo?
Okay, so I had to, step it up for the game. Like, I had to, I don't know.
You had to talk to the authority.
Yeah.
So we
That's what I'm
accidentally booked the wrong day in Dubai, and we were there for maybe 4 days, and we'd booked it for a day that we were doing skydiving, and we couldn't
Yeah.
move skydiving, so they just were like,
You
"No,
can't
you can't go
No.
up."
So I got up to Cleo going, they're not letting us up. And Stephen's like, Cleo's like, what? Let me go speak to them.
Yeah, I will change this. And then I felt so good because they're like, okay, you can just go up. I was
Oh,
so
thanks,
they
Cleo.
probably
But Cleo needs to be feisty.
Stephen and I are definitely pushovers. But
Yeah.
Cleo's like, what? Jess is upset? No.
No.
I'm going to fix this.
they probably thought I remember the guy's face too because he was like, "Who is this little girl?
Claire's quite short.
I'm tiny. I look like a baby. I look like 12. And they're like, who is this? And I'm like, I'm going up there now. We're all going today.
Paid to
Yeah.
go up.
And I think it's like, okay, cannot be bothered dealing with this. You
Yeah.
can just go up. I mean,
But we got up.
we got up.
We
It was
got
good.
up and it was good.
But how are we going to compare Dubai with Romania?
Yeah, it's we had an amazing time on Dubai, but it's almost like you can't compare it to Romania.
Romania's probably one of the coolest experiences we ever had. We went there for about 12 days and did a big road trip and saw so much, stayed in such cool places, saw like really cool castles.
Had papanache. Like, let's just put that out there.
So it's like this donut thing in
It's
Romania.
been deep fried with like cream cheese inside it.
Something like that. It is one of our favourite desserts we've ever had. And that was in Romania. So I feel like out of the two, we have to choose Romania.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
it's-
had a feeling it was going to
Yeah.
be.
yeah, I think like definitely Romania.
Yeah.
All right, the next one is England and China.
So different.
So different.
So different.
This is hard.
We've been to China twice, had totally different experiences. First time we went and volunteered with pandas in
was-
Chengdu.
Awesome. And had the spiciest dish we've ever had in our whole life. It was like this big bubbling pot. They call it a hot pot. And by the end, your mouth is numb and your lips are red, but it's so tasty.
That's the whole point, is the sensation of not feeling your lips anymore.
What?
It's that spicy.
crazy.
But the issue is it's so tasty that you keep going back.
Yeah.
And it's just like every time the fire in your mouth calms down, you just want more.
Yeah, it's...
Imagine Dad having that.
I
Oh,
know.
Dad could not have that. He'd like, I just want a side of rice. Thank you.
Yeah. So China was amazing, but England,
I mean-
it's so different. How are we going to choose?
I mean, England, we've done heaps. We've been to Bath. We've, of course, done London. We've done a lot of the countryside.
Done road trips.
We have family there, so I don't know.
Oh, China's very cool. England's very cool. I do
Oh,
feel like
it's so
we've spent
hard.
more time in England.
But does that mean we like it more?
No, not necessarily, but also we've had a lot of cool
Well, if someone was
experiences.
going, hey, I'm thinking of going to either England or China, where should I go? What would you say?
We haven't even seen any of the famous sites in China. We haven't been to the Forbidden City, the Wall, the Great Wall. We haven't seen Shanghai, Hong Kong. We haven't seen any of these.
Like right now, if you could go back to one, which one would you go to?
I mean, it's hard
For
because
me,
I
it's
really want
England.
to... England?
I really like England.
Yeah.
I even talked one time about wanting to move there.
Yeah, that's what I was
I
going to
really-
say. And also wanting
okay.
to take Hunter to see family. And also there's still so much more to see in England.
I think I'm going to choose England.
England, and we're always so happy when we get to England. Like when we land on the plane and
We're all excited
listen
going
to
to London.
that song from Mary Poppins, the lovely London sky.
Yeah, okay,
It's England, definitely. Wow, what's the next bracket going to be like when these countries are versing each other? This is going to be so hard. Okay, it's the Maldives and Slovakia.
So different again. The Maldives is where we got engaged.
Yes.
That was huge.
Stayed in that insane hotel with
Yeah.
the roof that popped open and the 24-hour chocolate room and the 24-hour sushi room and the 24-hour cheese room and the 24-hour ice cream room.
Yes.
So the Maldives is a place I feel like you go to when you want to, again, like Fiji, get
Yes,
away,
very similar.
tropical paradise. But Slovakia,
You planned this surprise. Not a
no,
su-
Slovakia is the Lake Bled.
Oh, I was thinking Slovenia.
Yeah, Slovakia is Lake Bled.
Slovakia. Is it?
Yeah, is it?
Oh my gosh, we are so bad. Everyone listening to the podcast is probably
Slovakia is Lake Bled. Slovenia is the place that we had the epic road trip. Am I right?
Slovakia.
Lake Bled. Am I right? Yeah, I'm
Slovakia.
right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Slovakia, Lake
So
Bled,
sorry.
not
Really
Slovenia,
apologize.
High Tatras.
Ljubljana. Yes,
Yes.
Ljubljana.
Yeah.
How we pronounce it? Okay. Whoops.
Which one? Which one?
But
Okay,
Lake
just say
Bled
what-
cake is so good,
I
though.
know.
It's my favorite dessert. It's like this. So, we're just gonna.
So
describe
basically,
food.
there's this lake in Slovakia.
Oh, is that the one with the...
the
like
little
a
church in the
vanilla-
middle.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can picture it now.
Yeah, so it's
Yes.
a very
The epic
beautiful
drone.
place. But we went there thinking that we were going to fall in love with the lake. We left falling in love
With
with
the
a piece
cake.
of cake.
I remember this.
This
You were like, this is
vanilla
the
cake.
best.
It's the best.
And we even got it from a random pub. Like we had it on the list. We're like, we need to get the Lake Bled cake. There's a famous place to get it from, but we didn't get it from the
But
famous
does a
place.
cake beat a 24-hour chocolate room, Stephen?
I proposed to you in the Maldives. So I
Maldives
think it has to
be.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool there.
It is
So
so
that's
cool.
the winner. All right,
right.
Cleo, what's
All
next?
right. It is Italy and
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
They're so different.
Clea, you went to
Yeah.
Italy with us.
Yeah, is that your painting? Is that your painting that
Yeah,
you're doing?
yeah,
Yeah.
Italy,
How do you say it?
Rome.
Chictuli?
We're not
Oh,
gonna-
okay, we won't say it. Okay.
Please pronounce it,
Not
Clea.
even say it.
No, Chinkaturi. I apologize.
Terry, is
We
it?
went to Lake Como, remember?
Yes.
We went
Rome.
to Rome.
Went to Florence.
Yes.
Venice.
I loved that holiday. That was amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the pizza and pasta.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We found out we were pregnant.
Pregnant in Venice.
Venice.
Oh, yeah.
So very
Venice,
special, yes.
We've been to Venice twice. You came to Venice with
Yeah,
us.
I loved Venice. It was
Yeah.
amazing. It was so different. Like,
I feel like Italy would be on the top of a lot of people's
Yeah.
lists, I think.
A lot of people's bucket list and a lot of people's favourite countries, I think.
But you have to compare it with Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka was our kind of first taste of that kind of area in the world, and we loved it. Like, we went there
Loved
before
it.
India.
Again, I just feel like sometimes for me, if I'm going to tell someone where that they should go, in my heart, I always want to tell them something a bit more unique.
Yes.
And so that's why it's hard, because Italy's so amazing, but Sri Lanka would be the country I would say, you should go there. Like, you should check it out.
Maybe because you just assume everyone would go to Italy.
And that's why maybe
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I would choose, if I was to choose which one to go to, I'd choose Sri Lanka.
That's a good point. I would pick... Oh, my goodness, this is so tough.
I'm gonna
The
say this every
food
time.
in both places are so good. The curries in Sri Lanka, but pizza...
I would say Italy.
Heidi's probably saying the calzone
You
right
haven't
now.
been to Sri Lanka,
I know.
Cleo.
That's what I'm saying.
That's with the train, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, which one, Steve? Help.
I feel like it's going to have to be a rock, paper, scissors because I'm
No,
so
no,
torn.
no,
rock,
no.
paper, scissors?
In your heart, which one would you choose?
1,
2,
Drum
3.
roll.
You have to help me.
Italy.
All right, Italy it is.
Well, you don't have to, like, overdo me.
No, because I feel like I couldn't choose, but if you say Italy, I'm
It's Italy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I love both
You
places.
don't need to say, Steve.
I know.
They
I feel
know.
so bad.
We're so passionate about going to these different countries. And
Yeah.
I've loved every country I've been to.
Are we done with that quadrant? Oh, no, we're down to...
one more down there.
What does it say?
Oh my gosh, so we're going to
Sweden,
choose between Sweden.
Australia.
Oh, no, I think one's fallen.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
So
So
it's-
in the moment, it's Sweden against Australia.
Australia.
We have to pick Australia
yeah.
just because it's where we live.
Yeah.
And also with Sweden, we haven't seen a lot of it, but what we've seen is amazing. We
Mm-hmm.
went, so it was during the midnight sun, so it's midnight, and we're in the fields chasing.
Love it, Claire's just
looking-
moving to Australia straight across. It's like, no, we're all
There we
Australian.
go.
It needs to go
Here
across.
I am right at the beginning of the podcast being like, we're from Australia, but Australia isn't our favourite. And it comes up Australia, have to choose Australia.
Yeah.
But Sweden was cool because we're running around at midnight. The sun is still out and we're looking for
Midnight.
moose.
Yeah.
It
And
was
we
so
find
cool.
moose and we're chasing moose. It was
That's
so cool.
cool.
Fika.
Yeah, fika. So I love Sweden, but we haven't seen enough of it. Whereas
Mm.
Australia, we've seen so much. And if I was to say which one, like Australia, it has so much like diversity.
Yes.
This is hard.
I
feel
is
sorry
hard,
for all
yeah.
the Swedish people listening right now because
I know.
I know how awesome your country is.
Yeah.
Yes. And honestly, if anyone's like, if you could travel right now, where would we go? We want to go to that area. We want
would
to
go
see
to
more of
Sweden.
Sweden. We want to see more of Finland. We want to go to all those places. Norway. But it has to be Australia.
Okay, Australia it is.
But this is the only time I'm going to give Australia the pass. Next up, it's...
Oh, it's hang on. We
You
lost
found-
a country.
We lo-
Yeah. Oh, where is it?
How
It's
did you
here.
lose a country?
Oh, I have one down here.
Oh my goodness. Welcome back to our train wreck
So
of a
put one down
podcast.
there and one up there.
Okay.
All right, Cleo, we're losing it all.
Okay.
So what?
This is what happens when we do arts and crafts.
So
all
what
right.
country fell off? What country did we lose?
Germany.
So
Yeah.
it's Germany versus what?
The Philippines.
Oh, that's way too mean,
that-
Cleo.
That's so mean.
Two of our most favourite countries we've ever
Is it?
been to. So Germany, we have been maybe 3 or 4 times because we love it so much. And
I'm in
they're-
shock.
And then Philippines is like, Steve.
Can we just switch Philippines over there? Because I mean, this is.
That's cheating.
I know, but it's
Philippines or Germany.
how?
People, if you watch our videos, you know how much we love Germany and how much we love the Philippines. Like
These
these
are-
are two.
These are like ones that could have been in the finals,
Yeah.
and we would be
And we
having
have
the
to
same
cut one off.
argument.
Oh no.
I'm gonna have to say Philippines, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness, but I'm having to say Germany though. This is so hard.
Okay, this is the first official paper, scissors, rock because my heart's saying Philippines and your heart's saying Germany.
Yeah, but like the heartbeat is pretty much exactly the same. It's like
No, you have to choose. So you're saying Germany. So we've got a paper,
Philippines
scissors,
was so
rock.
good.
Yeah,
Oh my
paper,
goodness.
scissors, rock.
Paper, scissors, rock. So I'm
Paper,
Philippines, you're
scissors,
Germany.
rock.
Ready?
Paper, scissors, rock. Germany wins. I'm so
Germany's
sorry
wins.
to all our
Oh
Filipinos
my gosh,
out there.
that is so hard.
Wow, that definitely. I didn't feel good after that. I was expecting that to happen in the like quarterfinals, and
That's the heart of the game, Steve.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
so
All right.
we've now officially gone through half of the countries.
Yeah. So now we've got
I hope you
another
guys are having
3
a good cup of tea, or I feel like it's going to be a
long
long
It's gonna be
podcast.
long.
By the end, it's probably just going to be us 3. No one else is listening. But in the end, we will know which wins. All right.
Okay,
All right.
we've got
Cleo.
Bosnia, Chile, and
Oh, no, say the rest of the name.
Bosnia, and I have no clue how to
Cleo,
say
you've
that.
been to
You've
this
been to
country.
that
Have
one.
I?
Yeah, the place with the bridge.
No, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I have the worst memory.
Last
The bridge. Yeah, 1 year ago. No one has that bad of a memory.
Last year.
With the bridge of people jumping off the bridge.
Remember Hamish and Andy jumped off the bridge?
Yes.
So how do you say it?
Oh, I don't know. Harris. I don't know how to say it.
I'm just saying, we're making Clara say it. I still don't know.
Is
if I
it
know
Bosnia
it.
and Herzegovina?
Herzegovina?
Or Vina?
Maybe?
Herzegovina?
Yeah, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Chile and the Caribbean.
So do you want to say the quick disclaimer about the Caribbean?
Yes, so we've been to 5 countries in the Caribbean, but I've just put them all into one thing.
Only
we've-
because we went on a cruise and spent like maybe 5 hours at each.
Each one.
So for the record, it was St. Kitts, St. Martin, it was Puerto Rico, it was Barbados.
Puerto Rico isn't part of the Caribbean, is it?
I think, is it? Or is it part of America?
No, it's not part of America. It's its own country.
Yeah, no, its own country, but I'm just thinking like the region. Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to say...
We're just going to say there's some islands in the Caribbean we went to, but
Yeah.
we didn't spend enough time to...
really experience it. And it was a long time ago that I went. And then with Chile... Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I think
Was it
like
Chile?
Chile.
I've heard people say Chile.
Chile?
I don't know.
Chile?
In Australia,
Oh.
we just say Chile.
Chile.
We can blame anything we say wrong on the Australians.
Yeah.
So again, Chile, we've been to one little town and we were there for 2 nights. So again, I'm like, we haven't really properly experienced the country. So out of the 3, I'm going to choose Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And how
We
can
went
you
on
pick
a-
it? You can't even remember it, Claire.
It was great.
Amazing family road trip that Cleo has decided to take away from her own memory.
Oh, is that the
Yes.
the lake? The big with no.
What are you explaining
yes,
right now?
yes,
Yeah?
it's that place.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I feel like I really want to go back to the Caribbean and at least spend
Yeah.
like good time on each island.
We
Not on a cruise, like actually
But
go.
we should like invite Nikki and stuff again, and then just do like
family
a
reunion.
yeah. We
Yes.
should.
In like 10 years.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, that would be really
We should
cool.
do that. That'll be.
Um,
The interesting thing is that 10-year reunion is coming up soon, I think.
And
We
when are
won't be able to do it.
I know. When are we even going to be able to go
It's
to these
supposed to be in
places again?
December, but it's alright.
This was meant to get us like excited to travel again, but it's
Yeah.
kind of making
Kind
me
of sad.
sad because I'm
Yeah.
like, when is Australia going to open back up
Yeah.
again? But anyway,
When is just WA going to open up again so we can go to like Cairns?
true.
All right, so the next one
remind
is Bolivia and Egypt. Straight out just Egypt. I don't think we spent enough time in Bolivia. We did the salt flats and we did...
Yeah, no, Bolivia is really cool to go to, but Egypt is
Yeah.
like very special.
That's-
like
yeah,
I
that's
cried
cool.
when I saw the
Yeah.
pyramids.
I was so jealous. I so
You
wanted to
should've
go.
come.
You should have come, Claire. It was so good.
I
We
have to
did
go
the overnight
again.
train.
I'm coming. Hands down coming.
Egypt's awesome, and
Yeah.
like the history there.
Yeah.
I feel like Egypt's the first country you ever learn about as a kid because you like draw the pyramid, so you're just kind of stuck there with you the whole time.
Yeah, and I think that's why we loved it so much, and you learn so much about the
Yeah.
history of Egypt.
And it's so interesting because like you start in Cairo and you think the pyramids is going to be the peak of your holiday. You know, it's like going into, Italy and you think the Colosseum is going to be the highlight. But with Egypt, it's like it got better as we left Cairo. So like the final pyramid we saw, the final tomb we saw was Abu Simbel.
Yeah.
And it was the most incredible place we've ever been to.
We slept on the Nile River.
I know.
So
It's
many
so
cool things.
cool.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Egypt.
Egypt.
All right, what's next, Cleo?
It is Thailand and Costa Rica.
Ooh, okay. So when we went to Costa Rica, we did a lot of volunteering there. So we worked with orphaned baby sloths. We went
I
and
want to do that.
worked with the sea turtles there. Like there was a lot of wildlife there. And in Costa Rica, it's kind of cool because they have a lot of unique wildlife that is only there, which is cool. But Thailand, we spent like 3 months there and traveled all over. What would you choose there? I would say Thailand.
It's hard because we spent 2 weeks in Costa Rica, but we spent 2 weeks at a volunteer project.
So we
didn't
really see a lot of the
see
country.
much.
Yeah,
but
you're
we
right.
had very cool experiences volunteering with the sloths, but I can't say we've really seen Costa Rica where we've been, like, how cool was it in Thailand when we went and we got invited to the wedding in the north?
We were staying with like a kind of a tribal
That's cool.
almost thing in the mountains, and they invited us to their wedding. It was really cool.
And then we went to the south and we planted like mangroves for the environment, and it was like
stuff like, and also I think in Thailand as well, again, how I was saying that they're some of the most friendliest people.
the Thais are really
So like,
nice.
They
makes
are.
me want to go back, and I like Thai food. All right, I'm going to say Thailand.
I'm going to say Thailand, just because we haven't done enough of Costa Rica.
Yeah.
The next one's Taiwan and Japan.
Whoa.
And Taiwan is cool because the way we went there was super unique. So we actually, we did this thing where this company, you basically tell them that you want to go on a trip and you tell them how long you want to go for, where you're from, and then they plan the whole thing for you, put it in an envelope, and you don't find out where you're going until you get to the airport.
That's the coolest idea.
I know.
So cool. They were like, you just need to get to the airport at around 6 p.m. or whatever, and then you open it and they tell you where you're going. And it was
Taiwan.
And it wasn't just that. It wasn't just, okay, you're going to Taiwan. They're like, oh, the excitement's done. They give you a little book of adventures. So they said,
cool.
here's $50. You need to work out how to work out the trains to get to your accommodation.
That's so
it was like
we
a
were
whole
on a
adventure.
challenge.
Yeah, it felt like we were on what's that show?
Amazing Race.
Amazing Race, yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Cool.
And they're like, okay, so now you need to do this, go do these activities. So they'd really planned it out so well.
Yeah.
We actually had a question about Taiwan. Is that on your Taiwan, your ability to connect with the driver by having a conversation completely through Google Translate? Do you remember
that?
this?
Yes.
It was so cool to see, especially since one of the most intimidating parts of travel was getting around a language barrier. What have been our favorite ways to get around a language barrier?
Yeah, so we use Google Translate a lot. So the scenario that they're talking about is the guy could only speak Mandarin and he couldn't speak English.
Yeah.
And we needed to tell him where we were going. So we told him through Google Translate, and then he got out his and he kept asking us questions.
Oh.
And we had a full conversation with him using our phone.
You tap
That's
it and he will
cool.
speak in Mandarin and then it will translate in English and it'll read out to us in English and then we say it in English and it goes back to Mandarin. So
So we
cool.
use that a lot, and we've talked to a lot of local people in countries where there's a language barrier, and I feel like that's such cool how we have technology that can do that now.
Yeah, imagine back in the day.
I
It'd be
know.
so hard.
Imagine trying to travel back in the day without a GPS.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, that's hard.
That's so hard.
yeah, that's what I think.
But Japan.
Yeah, so it's hard. Any country I feel like that was up against Japan.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I'd like when I was putting it on Instagram story, I was like, okay, so we're picking our favorite like country, and I had like 3 or 4 people be like, it's Japan, just end the podcast. I know what it's gonna be.
You've been there so many times as well.
I know, I love it, but we've never compared it to other countries.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
interested to see what's going to happen. But Japan is amazing.
It
really
has to
wanna
be
go.
Japan, but Taiwan highly recommend.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome, but Japan.
And
Has
we've
to be
been there like
Japan.
3
Gotta
or
be
4
Japan.
times, and each experience has been so good.
The people, the food, the things to do. It's so
And like
much
the
fun.
culture. And I'm a bit of a nerd. I love video games and all that. And that's just that entire culture is just... No, I'm not going to say the entire culture is... But you go there and it's so futuristic
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the food is so
And the
good.
people are so like polite and the way of life. And I just see another thing I like about Japan is I like when you get to go to a country and you just feel so safe.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah.
like 11 o'clock at night and I see this like 80-year-old woman just riding her bike along the road and you just know that she knows she's going to be safe getting home.
Yeah,
which
that's
is really cool. Yeah.
It's a good feeling to have when you're traveling.
all right,
Next
so
up.
Japan.
What's next, Cleo?
Malaysia and Peru.
Malaysia and Peru.
Ooh.
All right, so
Peru is one of those countries when I say if you want the culture, it's still very much alive there. Because, you know, like a lot of, like, I suppose places become quite modernized, but we went to Peru and, you know, a lot of the locals were still in their traditional dress.
Yes.
We were eating, like, traditional food.
I found that so cool, that vlog. It was
Yeah.
amazing. I hands down want to do it. So, like, it's amazing.
And Machu Picchu.
We hiked 4 days to Machu Picchu. We spent 2 nights in the Amazon jungle. We were on a little canoe, and there's anacondas actually swimming under
That
us.
is so
anaconda.
cool. I was supposed to go on that trip.
Yeah, you were supposed to,
Yeah.
and it was amazing. Like, I do feel like if there's out of all the South American countries, Peru was my favorite.
Yes.
I loved it. And if people are going there and they ask me which country they should go to, if they only have a short amount of time, I always recommend Peru.
Remember our mama that we stayed with in Lake Titicaca?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
so
our
we had
mama.
this experience where we went and lived with a local mum.
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
We lived in her house. She cooked it. It was just me, Jess, and the mum.
And
she
what's
cooked us
really
dinner.
random about that place, so it's called Lake Titicaca, you live with the locals, and for some reason these old women are amazing at volleyball.
Really?
so
Volleyball. That's so
Volleyball.
random.
So we, all of us, like, you know, young
Yeah.
people are versing these old mamas in their big traditional dress,
Yeah.
and they beat us in volleyball so hard. They were amazing at it.
That was
So
so
good.
I'll never
good.
forget it. Just
Yeah.
and the way that they would score is they would use rocks. So there'd be one, we all called them mamas.
Yeah.
One mama would sit on the floor.
Oh, they wanted us to call them mamas,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had rocks, and she was watching us, and she would put the rock either on our side or their side, and that's how they kept
That's
score.
so
That's
cool.
so
It
cool.
was so cool. Love my mama.
But also Malaysia.
See, Malaysia's amazing. I think we spent like maybe 3 months in Malaysia.
Not as much as 3 months. Maybe a month, I think.
month, wasn't
Yeah, because we
I just-
did you did everything's 3 months.
Like a year here, a year there. No, Malaysia was amazing. We did a lot of volunteering there.
Kuala Lumpur was cool. The Perhentian Islands were cool.
But
it's so hard.
Peru's one of my favourite places I've been to. And
Yeah.
has to be
Pretty
Peru.
cool.
Yeah, Peru.
Alright. Okay, next is Ireland. I said it wrong. Why I can't speak now because it's pressure. And Vietnam.
Oh. So Vietnam was where we had our very first Fly in the Nesters expedition.
Oh, I feel like
but-
it needs to be Vietnam. Like, it was so cool, everything that we saw there. So we went to Halong Bay and we spent the night on a boat. And that was cool. And then there's like all these big green mountains coming out of the water. It looks amazing. And then we went to one of my favourite places we've ever been. It's called Hoi An, right? Yeah, Hoi An.
Hoi An, yep.
And it's very, what does it look, really cool and traditional. And we went out on like a little boat and put a little candle in the water.
Oh, that's
and it was a really
cool.
cool place. And
Yeah.
that we all went and got like the Vietnamese hats, and we all walked around with them. Remember, took really cool photos in the morning. Like,
And-
a lot of really good memories for us in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And also, it's hard because Ireland, you know, between Ireland and Northern Ireland, I feel like we spent more time in Northern Ireland. We
Yeah.
did Dublin in Ireland, but
And a little bit more.
like a little bit
We
more.
did the Wild Atlantic Way or something. It's
Yes,
called.
which we did see some cool things, but Vietnam is so special.
Yeah, and I would recommend a lot of people to go. So
I think
Vietnam.
so.
Vietnam?
Vietnam, yes.
Yeah, I remember when you were coming back, you were like, it was such a good trip.
yeah,
It was so nice to meet everyone. And
I loved
to
how
go
they got up
traveling.
really early for photos.
Yeah.
With you guys. So
Yeah.
nice.
so fun.
Made so
All
many new friends.
Iceland and Croatia.
That's hard.
That is hard.
Yeah, it would be.
You
So
came to
Claire's-
Croatia?
Yeah, I love Croatia. It was amazing. And like you got us that the catamaran.
Yes.
The food was amazing. Like
Yeah.
I love it.
So we did like a 7-day trip on a catamaran.
Yeah.
All of us as a family. So Stephen actually did that with us. Steve and I did that for our honeymoon. And we loved it so much that we were like, oh my goodness, we need to bring Stephen's family and do this. So we did it again.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Croatia, wow. And your favorite ice cream shop in the world is in Split?
Yes, it is. Such good ice cream. They also do really good croissants there randomly.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
But Iceland,
Iceland is one of those
So
places
good.
where, like, the food is amazing. If you've seen the vlogs that we made there, we've done a lot of unique things. So first of all, there's Blue Lagoon, which is like a beautiful hot springs. And then we went and swam in between the two continents.
yeah, and you could touch like, was it North America and the
Yeah,
European
the continental
tectonic plates?
plate. Everyone's going to be like, oh my gosh.
I know.
Anyway. And the water is like 1 degree. So you're in these big,
Yes,
thick...
I really want to
So
do
cool. And you
that.
shove your head in the thing and your face just goes numb. Like
Yeah.
the opposite of the Chinese hot pot numb. Like,
Yes.
so cold.
Your face was like it's on fire, but
Yeah.
because it's so cold,
Yeah.
the water.
Have you ever done that where you, like, your mind's thinking the water's ice, but it's hot, or it's the other way around?
No, I
You'll
haven't.
experience it there.
I'm a
'cause
bit
the water's
scared
so
of.
cold.
I would be scared of doing that than jumping out of a plane. I don't know because I'm so
Because you
Scared
hate the
of
cold.
the
if we go to Iceland, you come in and me and
Yeah.
you can do it. And
Yes.
Oh my gosh, because I make Stephen do so many annoying things. Like I make him go in, jump in snow, and I'm like, "How cold is it? Tell me."
Yeah, did
Yeah,
you like
Finland.
run in like
I
with
made
your
it roll in
jocks?
snow.
Finnish sauna. Yes.
Yes.
And I jumped into the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's Finland. We're talking about Iceland.
I feel like out of those two, I'm going to have to choose Iceland. We had a really epic road trips there. The
Yeah.
waterfalls are incredible. We camped for the whole week. We actually lost our luggage when we went to Iceland.
Oh my gosh, we
The
did lose our
airline
luggage.
didn't bring us our luggage, and we didn't get it back until 7 days later when we were leaving. So we went to the shops, bought one outfit, and wore the same outfit every single day for 7 days.
That yellow jacket.
That yellow jacket.
I Flying the Nesta bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Jess just put it on like Depop for some money and then someone bought it. But
Yeah.
Cool.
if you are listening to this and you got your jacket, let
Oh,
us
yes.
know.
I need to
Send
see
us
a picture of you
photo.
wearing my
Yes.
yellow Iceland jacket.
Yeah.
It was funny as well in Iceland. We really loved this one fish and chip shop, and then we filmed it. And then every time people go up to it, they're like, "Oh, I'm here because of a YouTube video," and they're like, "Yeah, the girl with the yellow jacket." They all know this girl with the yellow jacket.
I
That's
think
all
that's
I
like-
remember is a yellow jacket.
Yes, yeah. No, the food was good there. I'm locking in Iceland as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
That was
Iceland.
tough though. Croatia is a favorite spot of mine as well.
Oh yeah, and I would go back again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like Dubrovnik, so cool.
yeah. Okay, so is it Hungary?
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you hungry, Claire?
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry. I'm ready for Jess to cook me some dinner later.
If we ever get through this podcast,
Yeah.
maybe in a couple of hours.
And Jordan.
Okay.
Ooh.
So we actually had a question about Jordan. So Sierra wrote in, as a woman wanting to go to some of these countries, what are your best tips? Like, I want to be respectful of the culture. And I feel like you get a lot of those questions. Like the
Yeah,
way
I
that
do. Like going to Jordan, Egypt, and stuff like that. And I think the main thing for me is just dressing appropriately. And I feel like it's quite easy because what I do is I just wear jumpsuits and then like button up tops. And then it means that like you still aren't too hot in the clothes that you're wearing.
And you haven't had any issues. Like, I don't think anyone's come up to you in being like, you're
No.
being disrespectful. I think you've been quite good.
And making sure I always wear like the head scarves when you need to and stuff like that. But out of so in Hungary we've been to Budapest only.
Yes.
Um
And I've heard the countryside of Hungary is really cool to visit. And I think it's one of our things that when you see a capital city, it's not a representation of
Oh,
the
but I
rest of the
love
country.
that. I love that city.
No, I loved it as well.
Yeah, Budapest is amazing. So there's like two sides. Have you been to? Did you
No,
go to
no,
Budapest?
no.
So it's like there's one side called Buda and one side called Pest. And
Put them together, you get
Budapest. And it's very beautiful. We only went there around last Christmas.
Yes.
Mum and Dad,
with
yeah.
your parents.
Was that the hot spring?
Yeah.
In
So
the
the
yellow-
cool- with
Yeah,
the yellow
that was
building.
cool. Yeah.
Really cool. So again, Hungary, we've experienced the city. Where Jordan, like if you want that adventure, which is what we like, it's really cool.
Yeah.
you
So
go
adventurous.
Petra's beautiful. Yeah, you
really want to go there.
Yeah.
Mum and Dad went there.
Yeah,
didn't
they did.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they loved it. And we
Yeah.
went 4x4 driving through the desert,
through Wadi Rum.
stayed in like Bedouin campsites and
That's
stuff like that. So
cool.
I would say out of the two,
I would say Jordan just because that's what we love.
Yeah,
is
it
that
was a
adventure.
very adventurous country to go to.
Yeah. All right, locking it in.
Up, so the third quadrant is done. We are down to the final
Yeah.
quadrant before these picks need to start going off each
Once
other.
it gets really hard. So it's Monaco and Portugal.
Yes.
So Monaco is a tiny, tiny country.
One, I feel like you could spend
A day in,
A
which is
day
what we did.
in.
It's very expensive.
very expensive. It's cool. Like, you can go see the casinos. It's just interesting to see how the other half live, like the ultra rich. Like,
Yeah.
just on a
There's like
pure.
Ferraris randomly just driving down the road.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like Dubai.
Yeah,
It's
but
almost-
really little.
Yes.
Yeah, but tiny. Oh, okay.
So we walked around everywhere there. But Portugal is another country Claire's been
Yes,
to.
I have.
Okay.
I loved it. It was
And, like, the
amazing.
coast
Do you remember the little
line.
tarts?
Coast, yeah, and then the kayaking.
Yes.
That was cool, going through the little holes.
In the
yeah.
Algarve. And you came to the cooking class with us.
That was
fun.
actually really
Yeah,
cool.
I liked
and
that.
the fish markets.
Yeah, the fish
They
market.
were
the fish
cool.
markets, yes.
So what we did while we were in Portugal, something a bit unique, is we went with a local to a market, collected all our food, and then we went to her farm, and then she taught us how to cook a traditional dish.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was really cool. So I feel like out of the two, I'm going to choose Portugal.
I'm gonna pick Portugal as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, and it was a fun family holiday. And remember that castle we went? Well, it wasn't a castle, but that very colourful
Yes,
building
you remember
we went
that,
to.
Cleo? The red and yellow castle?
Oh, no. I'm so bad with my memory. That's why I should look back.
Good. You need to look back because it
Yeah.
was so good. Luckily, we filmed it all
Yeah,
for you.
thank you.
So one day we can watch it all back.
Yeah.
What's next, Cleo?
Oh.
Ecuador?
And France.
Very different. So Ecuador, we did volunteering with sloths in the Amazon.
Oh.
That was very cool.
That's where we went on the
48-hour bus ride for my birthday, I remember. Good memes.
And then France. So we've been to Nice and we've been to Paris. Out of the two,
I would
choose
pick France. Yeah. I think also we didn't see, once again with the volunteering projects, you don't see a lot besides the project, so we would need to go back to it. So it has to be France. Disneyland Paris? You came with us to Disneyland.
I love Paris. That was one of my favourite trips too.
So
it was so good.
And do you remember, so we were on bikes and then we turned the corner and it was the first time we saw the Eiffel Tower. And was it at night when it started sparkling?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And we just see it, we're like...
What did you do, Jessica?
Did I cry?
You cried.
I think I probably cried too, yeah.
Any cool...
It was a very magical way to first see the Eiffel Tower.
And it was one of our first European countries.
Yes, it
so
was.
it's that whole thing of going to Europe and seeing the Eiffel Tower.
And it's like, like Big Ben, Eiffel Tower. It's these like symbols that you always see, and it was
I
very
remember we
cool
got
to see.
baguettes.
Yeah, that's all I remember. That's all we
Cheese and
ate.
baguettes.
Because all we could afford was cheese and baguettes, so that's all we ate.
And the crepes, how good were the chocolate crepes? Oh.
And those were a little bit more pricier. So we
Yeah.
were like, oh, should we get the crepe? And we're like, yeah, it's like a special thing.
I feel like one time we need to do a podcast where we talk about the other stuff that happened in France, trying to sneak you into some hotels.
Yes.
One time, we'll
So
save that.
We'll save that for like a time where we just tell
was
all
so
the
much
adventures with
fun.
Cleo.
Yeah, we'll do a dedicated Cleo episode.
Us three have had some very unique adventures while we've travelled. I don't know if Cleo's going to remember anything though.
Yeah, I know she can't remember.
No, it will come up. It will come up.
Maybe we need to have like a slideshow.
Yeah.
And
Do you remember this?
we'll go
Cleo?
watch
What
all the
about
vlogs
this
first.
time? Yeah,
so
I
you
should
can remember all the
actually
behind the
should.
scenes.
I was actually doing that today. I was going through them all.
Really?
Yeah,
I've never
cute.
watched old
Yeah.
vlogs before ever.
I was watching the wedding.
should.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was cute. And then I came to my speech and I had to switch it off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's your
oh, that's your speech. It's so good.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
so we're going to choose France.
France? Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, what's the next two, Cleo?
I need my glasses.
Okay.
Is it Cambodia, is
Yeah.
it? And South Korea.
Ooh. So Cambodia was one of our first
Asian
big
countries, I
adventure.
suppose. Oh.
Yeah, like a big adventurous country. Remember, we basically went all over. Do you remember?
Yeah, so
Years
normally
ago.
when we've visited Asia, it's been to Bali, we've been to resorts, and we didn't really go out too much.
Yeah.
But
Back when we were
Cambodia-
younger.
Yes.
And so Cambodia was the first Asian country we went to where we had like a big adventure. We saw everything and tried a lot of the cuisine and stuff like that. And that's why Cambodia for me is always special. It always reminds me of the time where we like really started to break out and do scary things in our travels. Where I never would have gone into a scary fast car that's taking me to this temple,
Or like walked through markets and tried street food before then. We're like, we're going to get sick. Like, I'm just going to eat at the hotel.
we were too nervous.
Yeah.
We're still learning how to travel.
Angkor Wat was very cool.
Very cool. Went there for sunrise and didn't see a sunrise. But it was still cool.
It was still cool. South Korea,
Korea.
South Korea is hard because it's, I feel like I have a very similar experience to Japan and South Korea. And we, spent a good week there.
And we did a lot of really cool things there as well because we went into, of course, we did the big cities, but then we also went to the little villages. Like one time we spent 2 nights at this like monastery where we learnt their way of
We
life.
lived with monks.
Yeah,
That
we
is
lived with monks.
such a cool experience.
And it was a full experience, as in me and Jess couldn't stay in the same room together. We had to sleep on the floor for dinner. This was such an experience. So they wanted to immerse you in the culture of the monks as much as possible.
Yeah.
So for dinner, the monks believe that you don't have wastage. So you need to eat everything that's given to you. So you go and take what you want, but you need to make sure you finish it.
Really?
It gets crazier, right? So it gets to the point that we all sit on the right-hand side, the monks sit on the left-hand side, and everyone needs to finish everything. The water, the grain of rice. And what happens is, if you've left anyone in the room, so the 30 people in the room have left 1 grain of rice, he puts it all, everyone's like leftovers, into a bowl and dishes them back out, and everyone has to eat.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know what?
You could do like a prank. You're like,
keep it there.
do not like eat the whole day and just like keep doing it. And you just keep eating like.
The part that I found like a little bit like, it made me feel a little bit sick, but I did it anyway, was right at the end what they do is to wash your bowl. So you've eaten everything, but remember, there could be a little tiny piece of food left. So they give you water and they put it in your bowl, and then you have to swirl it around and you have to drink that water. And that's how you clean the bowl. And I don't know why. It's like not even... And this is,
It was just water.
I don't like the little bit of food bits in the water, like just being fussy. And it just felt like I was like, oh, but I did it.
Because you like lick it clean? Like.
Yeah, basically that's what you had to do.
That's what you
Lick
had
it
to do.
clean. That was a cool experience. So I think out of the two, I'm going to choose South Korea.
Me too.
And we were there during cherry blossom season, which was so
So
beautiful.
pretty.
Yeah, we loved it.
All right, next up,
Is...
so it's Myanmar and Belgium.
Ooh.
Very different. So we went to Belgium with Cleo, but again, we were only there for a day or two.
Yeah, we just went to Brussels, I think.
Yeah, we tried Belgian waffles. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah.
were so yummy. So the way they do their waffles is a little bit different because it's like little crystallized bits of sugar within the waffle.
Were
Very
you there
tasty.
when we came back and a fan noticed that we didn't try the beers and she took us out
Us
for
around. Do you remember?
No.
cherry beer? Was that
Yeah,
with you?
Cleo
Oh,
was with
yes,
us.
yes,
Wait, I don't know why I'm asking you. You can't remember last year, let alone 4 years ago.
No, it was actually so nice. So back then, we might have only had like 1,000 subscribers, and
Yeah.
a girl from Belgium watched us, and she was like, I would love to take you around. And she took us all around her
So
city.
cool.
Oh, no, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was so lovely.
It was so nice, and we really got to I love when a local can show you around. I
Yeah.
feel like that's when you really get, you're not just seeing the tourist hotspots. She really showed us around the city. But
Myanmar. It's one of the
Myanmar.
countries we went to and we were blown away. So we
Yeah.
went and volunteered at a monastery again, but it was a monastery for a school. So it was
So
all
we were
the kids
teaching
lived there.
Yes, I remember this.
And
Yeah,
you'd wake
so
up.
cool.
And it was such a cool place because I don't know if it was the dust or something in the air, but the sunrises and the sunsets
Yeah.
were epic. Like it was like yellows and oranges.
the best parts was one morning we woke up at 3 a.m. before the sunrise, and we rode our bikes to an area where there's thousands of temples. And what you do is
Area
you
called Began.
that's it. And then you climb to the top of the temple and you wait for the sun to rise. And then as the sun rises, all these hot air balloons rise up, and you
Wow.
see thousands of temples everywhere.
That's amazing.
We went to Myanmar 3-4 years ago. Now this is they'd only just opened up to tourism just before, so they didn't know. I suppose you go to Bali and it's getting a bit more expensive, but we went out on the street, Claire, and we had breakfast. It was 8 of us. And we had like 2 meals, 2 drinks, and it came to $4.
No way.
Yeah,
For
it was so
everybody.
cheap.
I'm going to go there.
And we even just had someone who was on the side of the road and it was like a little pancake and they put some veggies in it,
Aw.
and it was 10 cents.
What?
10 cents.
I would be
So
like, no,
cheap.
I will give you more
That's
than that.
It is that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. So I think out of the two, I'm going to have
Yeah.
to choose Myanmar.
Me too, yeah.
Oh, this one's going to be hard.
Oh,
Oh, wow. What's next,
the
Claire?
Netherlands and Turkey.
And Cleo's been to Turkey with us.
I remember that one. Okay.
Oh, you do?
Finally, she remembers
a
the trip.
little bit now.
There was ice cream and the guy wouldn't give me the ice cream, but I really wanted the ice cream.
hands down, love Turkey. It was amazing experience. It was just such like an eye opener for me. I loved it. It was one of my favorite trips, I think.
I feel like
hands
it's
down.
like one of your most unique trips
Yeah.
you've done. Because before then, you always went to the places that you knew.
Yeah.
Like you went to Paris, Rome. But
Yeah.
in Turkey, you didn't know what to expect, right?
Yeah, no, everyone's so nice. Like,
so
yeah,
nice.
Turkish
so
is really nice.
They are. They're so welcoming. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then with the Netherlands, we've only been to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And you went there with us as
Yeah.
well. Oh, there we
No,
go. Cleo.
I
So you
really
could
like
choose
Amsterdam.
between the
Oh,
two.
this is hard.
Is it hard?
Is it
You
hard?
love Turkey.
I know,
love
it's
Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah, it's Turkey. Yeah.
I do really want to go back to the Netherlands to during the springtime to tulip season. Have you seen pictures of that, Claire?
No.
It's fields of tulips. It looks so beautiful, like rows of different coloured flowers.
Oh, that's cool.
I definitely want to go back to Netherlands because even last time we went there with mom and dad and we just went to that little town an hour outside of Amsterdam. We were like,
With all
wow,
the
this is so
windmills.
beautiful.
It was so beautiful. But Turkey's one of those special places where if you want to go to a place that has good food, good culture, a lot to do, it has beautiful coastline, but then also really cool cities. It's an awesome place to go. Next up,
All right. It is. I can't see.
Scotland,
and
Belize.
Belize. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to pronounce that. I'm really bad.
They get in two very different places.
Yeah.
So Scotland, we've only really seen Edinburgh. We went out, remember,
You
with
were with
you.
us.
Yes.
Against
Oh,
you.
do I remember this? Yes, I remember it.
Yes, we went like for one day. We left the city. And remember, we went and saw the Highland Coos.
Yeah, no,
and
that
the
was
Loch
cool,
Ness.
yeah.
Very cool. with Belize, though, we went there and we volunteered with the manatees.
Sea manatees.
So what we did was we went and like dived down with the manatees, and we lived on this little shack on a beach with no one around. It was just us.
No electricity. It was it was an amazing experience, but it was tough. It was a good and in the morning the volunteer coordinator had to go and scrape the grass, not the sand, otherwise sandflies would come. And
we had
sandflies,
thousands of sandfly bites.
have you ever had sandfly bites?
No.
It's the worst thing.
Can you do something to help that, or
you have to just go like rake the eggs to kill the eggs in the morning.
But
Otherwise,
it still didn't really help. Like our body was covered in bites, and I think I had scars for like 6 months.
6 months after, and look like chicken pox all over you. So you're like itching the whole time. There were no showers. What happened with the showers?
No showers.
There was a camp shower, like when it's a bag.
Yeah.
And we felt so bad because Steve and I were like, let's go have a shower.
Yeah.
And we went outside and had a shower, and we dropped it and broke it.
Someone was having a shower bevy. Yeah. And I was hooking it up, and it fell straight on the bottle, and it broke their only shower.
And I'm like, how hard would it be for them to get another camp shower to this random location?
And what you do in the morning is you top it up with water and you hang it up to warm it up, and you just wait till it's warmed up, and then that's your only warm shower.
Oh,
and so
wow.
Steve comes up to me and he goes, Jess, I've broken their shower.
The one shower I've broken.
Don't say anything. We haven't had a shower this morning. Let's go. But it was, even though it was like the living conditions were rough, it was one of those unique experiences where you never forget it. And it was pretty cool because every day we're scuba diving, snorkeling. We were swimming with reef sharks, with like little manta rays.
Yes.
I feel like out of the two, Scotland or Belize.
Or I feel like I'm going to say Belize. That's what I'm leaning towards.
And
I
it's so
feel
unique. Yeah.
And we haven't seen enough of Scotland. We need to go back, and we just need to drive the countryside.
I think as well, I've noticed with us is that if we've been to a place and only really experienced the city, but then if it's compared to another country where we've done this big adventure, we seem to choose like the adventurous place.
We love that.
So that's why I think I'll choose Belize. But I would love to do a whole road trip all around Scotland.
Same.
And I feel like that is going to... It's kind of like, you know how we've seen a lot of Northern Ireland? I feel like that's what we need to do in Scotland.
We just need to carve out like at least 2 weeks and just hire a car, hire a camper van and just drive around Scotland.
By the way, I just saw the next two and I'm so interested to see which one you're going to choose.
Okay, what's the next two?
South Africa and Slovenia.
Oh.
And so Stephen and Cleo were both born in South Africa.
Do you remember South Africa?
I was 5 years old, so no, I'm kidding. I remember Cape Town.
But then Slovenia, it was one of those countries.
This is not the Lake Bled one, right?
No, it's not the Lake Bled one, it's the other one, the High Tatras Mountains. We went to Slovenia with no idea what to expect, and I planned the whole trip. So I went and booked a car, couldn't find any information really on what to do and see, so we kind of winged it.
It's not well documented on where to go.
And it was amazing. Like, I found really cool, unique accommodations. One night we stayed in this beautiful hotel overlooking this lake with mountains, and it was just
we hired out a little red boat, like a little rowboat, and you just go out by yourself on the thing.
Cool. It was so beautiful. Found like fairy tale castles. I think when you go into a country and you don't have expectations.
Yeah, not low expectations, just no expectations.
And it just blew us away. I love that country, but South Africa is like Stephen's birth country.
And we've had so many incredible experiences there. Like, Cape Town is one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
And they have lions there.
They have lions, yes.
You can go on safari.
Yeah, and we swam with the sharks.
We swam with great white sharks.
Yeah, it was a cool experience. Yeah.
We volunteered at that place as well with the penguins as well. I'm going to have to say South Africa, otherwise, like, my blood is just going to boil inside of me. It's like the Australian and the,
All right, South Africa.
Imagine if South Africa and Australia go up against each other.
If people are still listening to this, and if you haven't been to Slovenia, please put it on your list. And if you haven't, go watch our Slovenia vlogs, and I think you'll get convinced because it is one of my favourite European countries. I loved it. Same as Romania. Those two are two that I had no idea what to expect, and I love them both.
Awesome. All right, the next one.
All right,
I can't
last
see.
one is Morocco and Montenegro.
I've been to Montenegro.
I
Yeah.
love it. You like Morocco, which one? Montenegro. Yes,
So
yeah.
Montenegro was so beautiful because when we arrived, we were driving, and remember we started driving along the lake. and we got
Yes,
to
this
a
is
place
the one
called-
I was talking about before.
Where you thought so?
Yeah.
We stayed at an area called Kotor, and we booked this Airbnb right up at the top of the mountain.
That was so cool.
Remember the
that?
lady made coffee?
Yeah.
She gave us coffee.
Yeah, we had like coffee on the balcony overlooking this beautiful little town and this massive
Yeah.
lake in the mountains.
Do you remember? I remember this is because I watched it today.
Oh,
That's so random. Yeah. Yeah, and the boats.
Did you watch the one of us going back in the cruise or the one with you?
With
with me, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I gotta watch myself.
I
you
gotta
know.
watch me. And the giants, like, you know, the giants, the clothing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I remember
the
that.
little old
And
town.
then
And the cats.
The cats,
and
yeah.
the cats would just come up to us.
Yeah, and like nudge you on the head. It was so cute.
Because I think like the locals will feed the stray cats, and so they become really friendly. It's quite cute. I like it. So Montenegro, very beautiful.
Morocco, though.
Morocco's like the one though that's like full of culture, and we went and slept in the desert. What one?
I'm thinking Morocco for this one.
Just because
It's that whole
Montenegro's-
adventure thing.
Yeah.
And also Montenegro, I feel like we just saw Kotor.
Yeah.
That's why it's a bit hard.
Yeah.
But then,
Okay, Morocco.
yeah, I'm going to do Morocco on this one. And is that the first preliminaries done?
Wow.
Yep, we did it.
Wow, I definitely think it's going to go quicker going forward.
Because we've talked
Yeah.
about them all now.
Yes.
We needed to let out all our little stories, and
Yeah.
now it's just a bam, bam, bam. What is next?
Yeah.
Bam, bam, thank you, man.
Alright.
Let's move on. Alrighty, so we now have finished the first round. The preliminaries are done. It's going to get tougher.
It's going to get tougher, but it's going to get quicker because
Yeah.
story time is over. It's time. It's time to get down to business.
And
All
I've
right.
already seen the first
Yeah.
one.
This is when it's going to get hard, guys.
Greece and India.
Oh my goodness.
You just got to kind of say what your heart says, and my heart says India.
My heart says India as well.
Okay.
But yet, Greece is the first
Really?
place I
Yeah.
want to take Hunter. It's where we got married, though.
So that's the thing, like,
This is how tough it is.
but if there was one place that I would go right now, India, because like there's still a lot of adventures I want to do there, and
Yeah.
I would recommend a lot of people to do India.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
think also a lot of people, I hear it's more of a place that they might not think of first off, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, India,
India.
All right, India's done. Russia and Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, I think Canada.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my
Quick.
goodness,
This is
yeah.
quick.
It's gonna get
I think
tougher,
'cause we've
though.
talked it out a little
Yeah.
bit now.
Okay, so it's now, what's next, Claire?
USA,
or Fiji?
I'm
gonna
thinking,
say USA.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
USA.
Yeah.
All right.
USA.
Because we've done so much on that.
Kazakhstan and
Oh.
Northern Ireland.
So Kazakhstan's one of those countries that I feel like it's my little fun fact. I've been to Kazakhstan.
Yeah, that's pretty
Not many
cool.
people have been to
Yeah.
Kazakhstan, so it's cool to have that. I don't know, it's a total just, oh, what's a random place you've been to? Oh, I've been to Kazakhstan.
So you're saying you'd choose Kazakhstan because I would choose Northern Ireland.
I would pick Kazakhstan. Yeah.
No, the road trip in Northern Ireland was so good.
But remember we were in that little old Soviet car and they were driving us through the mountains. We went to that petrified lake.
No, Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland. Okay.
Or do you want to pop rock, paper, scissors? Because
I'm going to trust
say
you on this
Northern
one.
Island.
I'm going to go with you on this one. Let's do Northern
Okay.
Ireland. Yeah, let's do
Okay.
Northern Ireland.
I loved that trip.
Yes.
Like,
I
loved
loved
that trip.
Yeah.
both of them, though, so much. They were so good.
All right, Austria or New Zealand?
New Zealand.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like
no,
really
no,
going
no,
through
no.
because I just have a feeling that now that you've talked through them all.
I'm with you on New Zealand. I think,
Yeah.
and if there's a travel bubble that happens and we can go to New Zealand, I'm booking a flight because
Yeah.
that would be so much fun.
Ooh.
Romania or England?
Okay, so
Romania.
I think my gut is saying Romania because that
it's
trip was so
unique.
awesome.
Like I love England so much,
Yeah.
but Romania is such a unique country, and I would love for other people to go. Like I'm really
Yeah.
passionate about people going there.
And I
Alright.
think like definitely Romania is more unique to visit than England. Like I
Yeah.
think London has one of the highest visited cities in the world. So I think I can feel this inside us that we keep going to the unique countries.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
can tell what our favorite kind of countries are to go to.
And we did so many adventurous things there. And
Oh.
I loved it.
All right, The Maldives and Italy.
Italy.
Yeah.
I think so, because I think the Maldives, it's a tough country to pick because it's all about the resort.
Exactly.
It's really hard because
Italy is more about the food and the culture and stuff. Where Maldives, I feel like when you go there, it's more about the relaxation. Even though the food there is so good.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember we had that local dish and it was made up of that coconut? Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah,
it was really
good.
tasty. But it's definitely like, if you can say, like, Claire, you've been to the Maldives, but you've just been to the Adarand island. We've been to the Maldives and we've been to, like the
a couple
Suniva.
of resorts.
Yeah.
So it's hard. So I think on that case, it's
Italy.
It's
Italy?
Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Australia and Germany.
I would choose Germany.
Oh,
I would choose Germany.
I would choose Australia.
have you been to Germany?
Yeah, she has.
She has been
some
to Germany,
cities,
yeah.
Not like a lot. Just
I'm
Berlin.
thinking...
Yeah, see, because
We've done a lot of Germany, and
maybe it's because I've just been stuck in Australia for a long time. So I would be like, traveling to Germany
But
right
also-
now would be awesome.
How diverse is Australia, though? We have, like, Northern Territory, is that red dirt. You have Cairns, which is the tropics. You have Western Australia, even just our state going 4 hours south compared to 4 hours north is so different. Tasmania, there's snow there.
But I love Germany.
I love Germany as well, and I'll be the first person to say, like, head to Germany. It's incredible. And don't just go to the cities. Our favourite experience was leaving the cities.
Okay,
this is
Australia.
so hard. Is it Australia
You're good at
or is it
twisting
Germany?
me.
Yeah.
This one's tough. I'm still not decided.
Oh, really?
Germany was so good.
But then you're right about Australia having like a lot of, unique differences.
And this isn't the whole, like, we're Australian thing. I did that in the previous vote. This one is just...
So it's so funny because we keep judging countries, I notice, on how adventurous it is and how nice the nature is. So you can really see, how everyone has their different style of travel and what they like. That's definitely our thing. All right, to Australia.
I think Australia, sorry.
Australia's locked in.
All right, Claire, how do you say it?
Bosnia and blah, blah, blah. And Egypt.
This one's easy. It's
It has to be
Egypt.
Egypt.
Yeah, it definitely
Like
has to be Egypt.
I haven't even been there. I'm going to choose it.
Oh.
Thailand and Japan.
Oh,
It has to be Japan.
it has to be Japan. Yeah, definitely.
Peru or Vietnam?
Oh, wow.
I'm saying Peru.
Both countries filled with culture, filled with good food, filled with adventure.
But Peru.
Peru?
Oh, I'm saying Peru. What about you, Steve?
Oh, yeah.
I think Peru.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Peru. I did have an amazing time in Vietnam.
Awesome. Iceland or what's it?
Jordan. Iceland.
I would say Iceland.
Yeah.
Jordan is a very, very cool country, but Iceland is a very cold country. So
I say Iceland.
I would say Iceland, even though we lost our
It gets easier
luggage.
once we've talked it out for some reason.
Yeah.
Portugal or France?
Wow.
Oh, that's hard.
It's hard because we've literally only seen Paris and Nice, but Portugal,
Yeah, but Portugal, we've only seen the Algarve and Lisbon. I would say France.
yeah. Oh, we also went to Bordeaux.
Oh, we did too, yeah. No, I really like
I would
France.
say France.
Yeah, no, I'd
Say France. Yeah, definitely.
South Korea or Indonesia? Wait, no.
No, South Korea or Myanmar.
Myanmar.
Wow. My heart's moving towards Myanmar.
That's what I was thinking too, because again, we had a very unique experience there.
And also very adventurous, very, very, like, I would hands down recommend you go to Myanmar,
Yeah.
Claire. It's very cool, like, out of the Southeast Asian countries.
Myanmar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was tough, though. South Korea is a very big favourite of mine.
Turkey and
Belize.
Turkey.
Turkey?
Oh, we spent 3 weeks there.
And
Hot air balloons in
And
Cappadocia.
we didn't get a lot of sandfly bites in Turkey.
It's funny because the experience we had in Belize is the experience no one has in Belize. Like,
I know,
it's such like
living
a
on
place
this-
that Americans
Oh,
would fly
really?
to, and there's just like cheap pubs on the beach. You just get drunk and you just relax.
Oh.
But we just didn't. It's almost
really
like
random
it's-
experience.
It's almost like you can see the party across the road and everyone's having like all
You're
this
just
fun.
there
but
having
you're
a
just
shower.
They're breaking the shower,
Yeah.
but swimming in manatees, which is pretty awesome.
That is cool. I
Yeah.
really want to do that. That's
It's
a
very
bucket
cool.
list tick.
Yeah.
All right, South Africa is that and
Morocco.
Morocco.
South Africa.
I would say South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And we were actually meant to
can
be
go on
going
safari.
next month.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about
Yeah,
it.
let's not talk about it.
All right, so now...
Oh, is that the
my
preliminary?
gosh,
Sorry,
yeah.
is this the quarterfinals?
Yeah, quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals.
All right, Cleo.
It's exciting.
Yeah, this is getting good. I'm so glad we just did it this way
Yeah.
because, as we were saying, what was I thinking just before? Like, Belize, like South Korea and Myanmar. I'll put South Korea in my top 10 countries, or at least top 15 countries I've visited. Yet, because it went up against Myanmar, that's why it's so interesting,
Yeah.
this, because
It's
it's
a
what
cool
it's
little
been.
way.
A cool way, hey.
And cool arts and craft. Who made that?
And a big hi to the 5 people that are still listening in.
It's a long one. I wonder how long
All
it's going
right.
to be. I think.
Yeah. All right, India
Oh.
and Canada.
India and Canada.
That
That is
is
so
so
hard.
hard.
Tim Horton is rolling over right now. Oh.
You would understand that if you have been to
Five
Canada,
Yeah.
India or Canada.
Ooh.
This is when it gets tough, Jessica.
I feel like this is when we have to do the whole 1, 2, 3 and say it. And if we both say it, then we know.
Yeah.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, Canada.
India. Whoa. We're now down
my
to 4 people
gosh.
listening to the podcast.
Oh, wow. Out of India and Canada, I still think Canada.
India, the food
Yeah.
is the best food in the world. I would say up there.
Yeah.
You can do so many unique experiences. We were there for 12 days or 13 days.
I'm sorry,
was
this
the
is a
best.
page of scissors rock for me. I am obsessed with Canada.
No, I'm obsessed with Canada as well.
I'm more obsessed with Canada than I am with India.
I just feel like everyone needs to visit India.
And everyone needs to visit Canada. Stephen, I've got my foot down.
But-
You have to paper, scissors, rock it because I'm choosing Canada.
Wow, that's so tough though. They're both such good places.
I
just
know,
feel
that's
like
why it gets
everyone
hard.
will eventually visit Canada in their life, but I don't know.
But it's not. It's saying what's your favorite country.
Yeah, that's
not
so
where you want
true.
people to travel. Then this would be a completely different thing.
Yeah, it would be. Paper, scissors, rock.
Okay, so I'm on Team Canada. You're on Team India.
Okay.
Paper,
Paper,
scissors,
scissors,
rock.
rock.
Oh, I'm sad that Canada's gone.
Sorry,
so
Beck and Paul.
If
and
you're
everyone
watching,
else.
Stephen was paper, I was rock. Stephen
yeah.
was India.
India
All
moves
right.
on.
Go in.
That was tough. Sorry.
All right, USA or Northern Ireland?
I would say USA.
I would say USA.
You know, it's so funny because USA has now gone so far in.
Yeah.
We were like umming and ahhing
I
before
know, the
about
stuff-
it.
But it's just because who was up
Creeped
to
on
in the...
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
So-
and then New Zealand and Romania.
Ooh,
that's hard.
My heart's leading to...
Should we do a 1, 2, 3 and say it?
Okay, 1,
2,
2, 3,
3,
New
New
Zealand.
Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, Romania.
Italy or Australia?
Oh
I'm
my
thinking Australia.
gosh.
I don't know.
I just...
Which one do you prefer to travel around?
We just
One
had
thing-
such cool experiences in Australia.
I think the one thing that I'm comparing now when I think of going to those two countries is how busy Italy can get.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where Australia, you definitely don't have the crowds of tourists, which does feel nice. And again, we do prefer to travel to nature places where
Yeah.
Italy is so full of really cool cities.
And we've done a lot of cities in Italy. We haven't done the small town. Like we went to Cinque Terre, I don't know how to pronounce it, but that was the coolest place
That
in
was
Italy.
cool.
And that's because it wasn't Rome or Florence. It was...
Yeah, maybe we need to explore the off the beaten track of Italy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
So
think
Australia.
Australia.
Australia?
Yes.
Sound like we're being biased.
Yeah.
But okay.
All right, Egypt and Japan.
That's so hard.
Yes.
That's so hard.
That's so hard. Such completely different experiences
Yeah.
because one is, this very modern city, very futuristic. Of course, it's an Asian place in terms of the culture and the food. And then Egypt is this whole different experience.
Is it 1, 2, 3? Say it.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Japan. Yeah.
Oh, I
know.
thought you were going to say Egypt. It's so cool, like the pyramids.
I know, but I think, when it's those countries
Yeah.
that you keep going back to so you know how much you love it.
I definitely
Like, I could
want to go
back-
back to Egypt, but I feel like I'm
see,
very satisfied.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
With Egypt, because I've seen a lot, I feel like if I went again, it would be when my kids are older and I could take them to Egypt and they could experience
Like
the
I want
history.
Hunter to I feel like we're going to go back to Egypt potentially in like 5 years' time.
Where with Japan, I could go again.
the drop of the
and
hat.
again
Yeah.
and again and
True.
again.
Okay,
so I think it has to be
Japan.
Japan.
Peru.
And that's why I think I was choosing Canada over India.
Okay.
I could go to Canada again and again and again.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
true.
Of course, these are like countries which are easier to travel to. That's what you mean. Like
That's true.
again and again. Like I would go to all of these again and again. But Japan, Canada is way easier to travel than India and Egypt.
Yeah. No, totally.
All right, Peru or Iceland?
Oh, my heart's leading towards Peru.
Oh, straight away I thought
Yeah?
Peru.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was thinking.
France or what is it? Myanmar?
Myanmar?
Ooh, I would say Myanmar.
Yeah, I would say Myanmar as well.
Oh, easy. Turkey or South Africa?
Ooh.
That's hard.
Ooh, my heart is leading towards Turkey, but South Africa is also another one of those places I'd like.
I'd say Turkey.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
Turkey.
say
Turkey,
yeah,
yeah.
sorry. Oh,
Sorry. Right.
Oh, wow.
That's
so now we're up
done.
to the... Is this called the semi-finals?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Semi-finals.
Or is this no, this is the quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals.
The quarterfinals. Last one was not the quarterfinals.
So these
Oh,
verse.
this is when it's going to get tricky and there may be arguments.
Marriages might be ended on this podcast.
All right, India or Japan?
Wow. I didn't think it would come down to this. I thought like India might be going up against Myanmar or like New Zealand or something like that. Oh, that's so tough.
Japan.
Yeah, I'm thinking Japan.
Japan.
Yeah, that was so hard though.
Japan.
Japan.
Gosh, it's crazy how...
This
There's
is
so many amazing countries in the world when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny how every country here I can think of like such cool experiences we had.
So it's memorable.
It's really
and such-
nice. It's like walking down memory lane
Yeah,
right now.
it
I
is.
love
Yeah.
it. It's getting me excited because I think we haven't done proper travel in so long that it's giving me that little taste of travel.
Also, even though we've been to all these countries, and you know, when we did the story of Flying the Nest, the video, the kind of little 1 hour documentary, I felt like that was closing a chapter, and I could easily revisit all these places again because I'm taking it through Hunter's eyes.
I can't wait to take
Yes.
Hunter to these places.
Yeah, it's how fun will this be if we do this with Hunter in like 7 or 10 years time? Be like, let's play pick your favorite country.
Oh, that'll be cute.
Yeah.
So USA or Peru?
Wow,
Oh, wow.
that's tough.
I'm going to say Peru.
I am
I
thinking
think
Peru,
I just really had such an amazing time there. And I don't know, I keep choosing Peru.
but we've had so many amazing times in the US as
See,
well.
this is another one of those ones like Australia. Australia, there's so many like diversities and things to do. Where Peru,
Yeah.
it's very. I guess again, Peru seemed quite diverse actually, to be honest. Because like staying in the Amazon, hiking to Machu Picchu, staying
Wakachina.
in the really high altitude, which I'd never
Yes.
experienced before.
Such like a unique
That's the thing,
experience.
like,
That's
Peru's
why I would
so-
choose that.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm saying Peru.
I think on the unique side.
I was
Yeah.
not like I can't believe Peru is.
Peru's amazing,
Peru's
but
gone
I
up
wasn't
there.
expecting
Like
Peru
it's
to be
one of
this
those
higher.
ones I didn't think about, and I've realized how much I love it. Which is
Yeah,
pretty
it's kind of cool because it is making you think about these more rather than before when we would pick our favorite countries, we'd just say 10 and then, but now we're pitting them against each other.
New Zealand and Myanmar.
New Zealand.
New Zealand, I
Zealand?
think.
Yeah.
When it comes down to those two being compared, I think New Zealand.
And then Australia and Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah, I'm thinking Turkey as well. Yeah, sorry, Australians.
Sorry.
Turkey's just so
Very good.
cool.
Yeah.
Turkey's
Oh
so cool.
wow! So a couple of our favorite countries. Okay, so now this is now the
Semi-finals.
semi-finals before
So-
the finals.
Oh.
So it's Japan
And
versus
Peru.
Peru.
I'm thinking Japan.
Me too.
Oh, this is so tough.
Oh wow! So Japan is the first finalist.
I think we just had such... Yeah, congratulations, Japan. You are in the finals. Woo!
And then New Zealand and Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't expect
Wow,
these.
that is our finalists right there. Japan
And
pitting against Turkey.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fight to the death.
Gosh.
I wasn't... Okay,
All right,
I was expecting
Stephen.
these to be in the top 4, but I wasn't expecting these two to be the ones.
I
Japan
think a
versus-
lot of people were guessing that Japan was going to be in the top because
Yeah.
we go there all the time.
Yeah.
But people might not have realized how much we love going to how much we loved our experience in Turkey. See, now this is hard because Japan we've been 4 times. We've traveled a lot of it. With Turkey, we've only been once. I feel like we still saw a lot though.
Yeah, we saw a lot.
Yeah, we did a good tour. Like, I feel like... I feel satisfied, not fully satisfied. Like, I feel like I could go back there and see more.
Yeah.
But I do feel like we saw a lot.
You know, to be honest, out of the 2, I'm thinking Turkey.
Me too.
Wow.
Well, I haven't been. But
You haven't been-
Turkey, I just
Like,
loved it.
I
It was
think-
so different. Like even the ice lake. What was it called again?
Makali Pools?
Yeah, how cool was that?
Yeah.
So different.
That's the thing. It has a lot of very unique. I think so that Turkey has a lot of the things that we love in a country. It has really cool culture.
Yep.
It has really good food.
oh,
It was very easy to get around, which is also a nice thing when the transportation's really awesome. Like in Istanbul, it's so easy to get around, easy to explore on your own.
yeah.
It was very affordable.
Yes.
And then also the cities are so awesome, but then you go along the coast and then the Mediterranean sea and we lived on a
Yes.
boat for 2 nights, remember? And then going out to so unique places like the Pumakali pools, going in the hot air balloon in Cappadocia, like
And staying in the caves.
the cave hotels.
Yeah.
Where Japan, we love it so much.
I'm going to
And
make the case for Japan.
Okay, you make the case for Japan because
Yeah.
that's my case for Turkey is why it should win.
So I think personally, I just love Japan because, we've been back 4 times and we've been so in love and satisfied with it, yet we leave Japan and we're already wanting to go back to Japan. Like, we just... I don't know. I think the culture there is... They're so polite, they're so nice, the food is so good. We've explored a lot of Japan and there's still so much more.
You can say the same about Turkey though.
You
The
can.
people there are so nice.
So nice. Steve, it's Turkey.
Yeah.
It's Japan.
No, it's Turkey.
It's Japan. But this is like literally the cream of the crop that we're comparing against.
Does this mean whenever we get asked,
Okay,
I'm going to say Turkey and you're going to say Japan?
Okay, I'll make the case right now. Like, COVID's not a thing. You have a ticket to be booked. Where would you book a ticket right now?
Turkey.
Wow, I'd book a ticket to Japan.
Because I want to go on a big adventure and something unique.
Oh,
Where I've done Japan so many times now, maybe. That, the idea of Turkey just sounds... I don't know.
So if you were to recommend a place to someone,
Yeah, I always...
Turkey,
you
yeah.
do Turkey.
Have we just realised that Stephen and I are both individuals and we both have a different country?
What? We're the same person. We've been the same person for the last 15 years.
Are we saying it's a tie?
Yeah.
But no, people will be
My favourites...
pitchforks.
Are we ending this on a paper, scissors, rock?
That's even more pitchforks.
I'm putting my foot down.
Turkey.
Okay.
Turkey. If people go to me, what's your favourite country you've been to? I think Turkey.
I'm going to have to paper, scissors, rock it. I'm so passionate about it being Japan. Are we going to do that?
Okay, but you seem to be really good at paper, scissors, rock.
I know.
Okay.
Come on, Jess, you've
People
got
are going
this.
to be upset
Why?
because we're ending it on a paper, scissors, rock. But this shows, though, how hard it is to choose because I'm looking up there and I'm like, this could easily be Canada. This easily could be India.
Yeah.
This is so hard. But okay, paper, scissors, rock.
I am actually so surprised looking at this that India is not higher. It just shows how fun it is doing March Madness style because it depends who it's up against at the time.
That's the thing.
Greece didn't make it beyond the second, and that's
which
where we
is
got
shocking.
married. Wow.
All right, paper, scissors, rocket. Which one is it going to be?
Okay.
Come on, Jess,
Or do I
you've
just
got
say
this.
Japan? Okay.
Paper, scissors, rock. It's
Oh
Turkey!
my gosh, I won.
You won!
So I just won. Rock beats scissors, but it's hard.
Yeah.
All right.
What?
It's Turkey.
It's Turkey. Okay, yeah. You're about to be like, all right, it's Japan.
Yay, and I've been there. So
But I also love Japan so much. It's so hard, but
We have to lock it in. We didn't finger shake it. We shook on it.
finger shake.
Fly in the Nest's official favorite
going
country we've
crazy.
ever been to is
Woohoo!
Turkey. Put it on your bucket list. It is such a cool
amazing.
place.
I feel like people are going to get angry that we ended it on a rock, paper, scissors.
But that just
though.
shows like these are two such incredible places to visit.
And maybe this proves that you can't put two countries up against each other when they're
Exactly.
so different.
Yeah.
But it was really fun to do anyway. I feel like there's like a nice walk down memory lane, even if at the end it's a little bit of a
Yeah.
paper, scissors, rock moment.
But thank you guys so much for listening. We also thank you so much for giving us reviews because that really helps out with the podcast because, you know, this is still so fresh. We're up to our 3rd episode and, you know, reviews, rating it just helps us out so much. If you're watching on YouTube, hit subscribe, give it a thumbs up, send this video to your friends. I just wanted to read a couple of reviews. Leecon said, only 2 episodes in and I enjoy this podcast so much. 2 episodes in and I cannot wait for more. Stories from Fly in the Nest already has so much character and it truly feels like I'm just hanging out with some close friends. Also, as a fellow Aussie, I love being able to understand a lot of the context. I love hearing your stories and your guests on the show. Heidi and Ashley, of course, this is the last episode, spoke extremely well and the connection between you all are great. Can't wait for you 4 to have more adventures. And then also, DB said, I'm going to be a bit controversial here. I think I prefer the podcast to the main channel videos, which is
Oh.
crazy. Yeah, that's so cool.
Except after this one.
Well, there's only one person left who actually made it to the end.
And hopefully it's you, DB.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. That was so
Wait,
much
keep
fun.
reading.
Oh,
I see that.
Oh, okay.
It looks like a lovely review.
Yeah, it is. The success of your YouTube career is because you're just so friendly, likable, relatable couple who we all consider friends. And this is just sitting around the coffee table listening to your stories. I expect your podcast to blow up. Happy birthday, Stephen.
Oh, that's so nice.
sweet.
You guys are seriously so nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if we say it enough, but we appreciate you guys so much.
And let us know in the comments below which country you are from, because then I know
Yes.
you've listened all the way to the end.
And if you're bored in quarantine at home or bored wherever you're at home and you want to do a little March Madness, please
Tell
send
us, and tell us where your favourite country is. I'd love to know. And write why. Because I feel like, everyone has their own reason of why it's their favourite. Yeah.
But thank you so much for listening. Would you like to click the outro?
I will. But usually when we end, you give a snippet of what's going to happen in the next episode. And we all want to know what the next episode's going to be about.
Is it the...
We have a couple of ideas. Should it be the...
Let's do
a
do
Cleo
one
one.
with
Let's
it.
do
Yeah.
all things Cleo.
Ooh.
Traveling. Cleo, you're going to give them an inside scoop about what it's actually like to travel with Fly in the Nest.
Oh, okay.
This is going to be... You need to prepare...
Do your research,
Horrible.
girl.
Don't ever travel with them. No.
Spoilers?
You need to go through your memory bank.
I know. I'm gonna go rewatch some things. Yeah.
Bring
She's
some
like, have
things
I
back.
travelled with them? Because
Yeah.
your
Who
memories...
are they? Are they my? Is that my brother? I
Maybe
don't
we
know.
can all sit down this week, watch a couple of old vlogs.
Yeah.
Try and remember some stories and really get together and share some funny stories, because I've got a couple that I'm
Yeah.
already thinking of about you.
I have a lot too.
Yeah. All right, guys. So thanks so much for listening, and
Thanks so much to Archie.
Thanks, Archie.
Yeah.
And let's listen to the song again. Is this one?
Is this one?
You ready?
The Little Podcast by Stephen and Jess. Stories by Fly in the Nest. The Little Podcast by Stephen and Jess. Stories.
Such a bop.